God, this song goes hard. I've turned my noise gate off, so God knows what that's gonna do. My main worry is that you're gonna be able to hear like low sounds, like the murmuring of my computer, which is super loud, by the way. But you shouldn't be able to hear like loud sounds. I don't shout that much, okay? Anyway, we've got a lot to talk about. It has been good. Oh, they're going straight into grit and steel. Holy. If I could get the volume right on it, I would just let them play all the Payday songs. Last time I did a stream like this and I let them play music, I played that like lo-fi. And video immediately got claimed. Change scene or whatever? Nah, I like this. I feel hidden. It's probably for the best. I'm in my professional attire today, guys. It's serious. Select your assault playlist and skip over the Castlevania and Alesso. Honestly, Commander, that's not a terrible shout. I got back from the office an hour or so ago. I'm sort of plugging in, I'll be honest. How long will I be live today? A few hours, I don't know. It's a work night, but I got a beer. I need a beer to handle what's happened today. We're going to talk about a few things. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that off for a second so I can think. First of all, let's get this angle a bit better. I feel like I've been like barely in frame for the past 3 streams. You need beer? I pop the whiskey? Honestly, I've got 2 bottles unopened, waiting for friends to come round. Don't have any friends. Is the game still on fire? Okay, quick, like, Spark Note style. Today, first thing we saw when I woke up at, like, 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock our time, actually, Project Baxter has been cancelled. Actually, do you know what? I can show you this information. You can see this. I have a scene with it set up. Alright. So first thing I see is this article. Project Baxter's done. It's finished. It's not gonna it's never gonna see the light of day. Maybe certain elements of production can be reused. I don't know. The fact that they're impairing as much as they are makes it seem that that's the majority of the development costs impaired. Thanks for blurring the part where you killed yourself with a shot grenade. You're welcome. I don't think I noticed that. But yes, Baxter, backshots. It feels wrong calling it that now. I was fully ready to think this game was silly and not take it too seriously. And I have pretty fundamental issues with this game in terms of what it did, what it took away from Payday 3. Hello, Stinky Salmon. How's it going? Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, so I had pretty fundamental problems with Baxter, but at the end of the day, the way the whole thing has been handled, it could not have been worse. The fact that this was sort of dangled like a carrot and a stick is crazy to me. The fact that people have been hired to work specifically on this project for years, it's just a testament to the utmost mismanagement. People have been hired and excited to work into this project, and they are either moving on to Payday 3, God help them. That's a joke. That's obviously the good outcome, if that's what they want, or they've lost their jobs. So it's pretty tough. It's a really difficult day. It's been a difficult day, I imagine, at Starbreeze. I think we're going to talk about the stream they did in just a minute, but I don't know whether they should have gone ahead with it. I don't know whether it was entirely appropriate. I can understand why they did, because they had said they would. But but it was a tough crowd, and it was a really tough day to try and do it. These people have lost lots of colleagues. You don't know how close they are to their colleagues. You don't really know what the process is going to be. It seems like, based on what Howard said on Reddit, this was sprung on them as much as it was sprung on us. I'm a little bit frustrated that this has come out of absolutely nowhere. If you guys saw the investor, I don't even know what you'd call it. It seems to be some media duties the CEO does. If you guys watch that for Q2, AK specifies that there was great reception to. I mean, like, would he say no? It's a load of shit. I don't know, but he specifies there was an excellent reception to Baxter. They brought it to Gamescom with them. There were multiple interested investing parties. That's all gone out the window. Yes, we'll get onto offline in a second. Offline actually surprises me a lot less. If you've been watching my videos over the past year, I wrote off offline a very long time ago. It's been pretty clear. I even said it in my most recent video. The only time we're going to see offline, in my opinion, is when the game is done. Like, they've decided they don't want to update it anymore. But yeah, Baxter, I don't know exactly what it's the precise sum of investments. I assume, not that I'm a expert on Swedish accounting standards, but I assume this is pretty much it. 255 million Swedish krona, which is, somewhere in the region of $25 million, which I think is about what they put into Payday 3, by the way. Now, they had a lot of investment from Plyon, but in terms of actual Starbreeze investment in development, people have seen this game. This game exists. It's pretty much a game. I don't actually know how close to being finished it was, although Matt, before he was succeeded by Adolf as CEO, said that the plan was still to release it in 2026. So it's been a massive waste of resources. And for it to end like this, it just couldn't be worse. Now, when you start thinking as to why it might have gone this way, well, they might not have had a viable product. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think they probably did have a viable product, something that they could sell. But it could be a product that weakened their reputation even further. It could have been a product that would have taken another 18 months to finish developing, which they just can't afford to do with Payday in the state it is. A little part of me is like, why wouldn't you shelve it in that case? So I'm pretty sure they were just not confident in the product whatsoever. Oh my god, it's little guy G. I love that guy. You're about to be watching the football. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so it's been a pretty bad day. Although there are elements that we can deal with and elements that we knew were kind of coming in. But this one is tough to take, I think. And it's especially tough to take because it's taken this long. And resources have been wasted for such an extended period of time. This reminds me of when Bo invested in a barely usable game engine for their Walking Dead game. Yeah, so there's a lot of easy parallels to draw. It was a licensed game, remember? Now, I've heard some rumors. I saw on the Reddit people discussing how maybe they lost the license. And maybe that's why they shut it down. I think they would have gone ahead releasing the game regardless. I don't think it was ever going to sell just on the D&D license. So keep that in mind. Any more Payday challenge ideas? Hey, you know what? That's a much happier topic. There's a couple of Payday challenges in process, like way past concept phase. Who are you playing, Luke? I actually didn't check because I was at the office. Who are you playing tonight? Yeah. So Adolf said it was a difficult but necessary decision. Obviously, it's difficult because he's having to lay people off. Our strategy is clear, and whilst I'm a little frustrated by the lack of transparency, I kind of understand as a publicly held company it can be difficult, and I don't necessarily think this falls at Adolf's feet, right? It wasn't his decision to pursue this for the past 3 years. And it's only taken him, 4 months, 5 months to realize, what are we doing? Mittyland. That's definitely not how you say it, but yeah. Well, good luck, mate. Wizards of the Coast did not pull out a Project Baxter. Higgy, are you sure about that? They abandoned Payday 3 Project Batshot. I mean, that's the problem, right? That's the frustration that Almir's felt for the past year and a half before he left. The feeling that Payday 3 was sort of left out to dry. I've written a bit of a script because I do want to do a proper follow up on this, not just the stream. And effectively, the way I see it, sorry, I got distracted by talks of football. Um, God, what the hell was I saying? It's an easy thing to research. Yeah, no. So it wasn't publicly announced that that was the case. But people do seem to be talking about that rumor. Uh, yeah, I've totally lost my train of thought. Something about AK. We don't know what's going on. Oh well. Hope they win. What's with you Swedes hating the Danes? Anyway, ignore that. Let's get on with what I was saying. Our strategy is clear. Payday is one of the most iconic IPs in gaming. That's a kind of crazy pull. Where do we think Payday actually ranks? With unmatched reach and potential, by focusing our investment and talent here, we can accelerate delivery, engage players with more content, and reinforce Starbreeze's position as the clear leader in the heisting genre. I think this is a funny, point of order. How much he goes on about the heisting genre, and today even the ultimate heisting experience in the stream. Are they bricking it about Den of Wolves and even Crime Boss? Content equals subscription. Let's pray not. Payday is probably around Left 4 Dead, an iconic game. Yeah, maybe in terms of like actual brand recognition, like the Left 4 Dead survivors are kind of recognizable, but you sort of needed to be on the internet at a certain time. Whereas those goddamn bootleg chains mass, you can see them everywhere. Crime Boss sweep, yeah, hell yeah. Crime Boss has got AK quaking in his boots. Anyway, I don't necessarily disagree with the strategy now. I just think it's been appallingly handled for the past few years. Remember, we called for this in the first few months. Oh, I was going to talk about, that's what I was saying, about the early days of Payday 3, I think. Something like that. Yeah, there was a time where we needed these people desperately, and the team size remained in that sort of... So as I understand it, the major cuts happened when year 2 started, and the team went down to this, 15 to 20 size. That's what we can sort of estimate based on what AK told us. So before that, I assume it was in the 30 to 40 region, but we needed all hands on deck when Payday 3 was burning at launch. And that was the only time when their marketing reach, especially with Plyon at their back, was really enough to get anywhere. They've lost that now. So my worry when I was watching the stream, I caught a bit of it today. My worry, as far as that is concerned, is how do they market the fact that their game is being revived? How do they get that out? Baker's mogging AK. He knows it. Yeah, Den of Wolves, I'm there's nothing to cover right now. They released a little bit more footage, but it was basically the stuff I've already talked about and shown in that first Den of Wolves video. Game is still miles off from being launched. You spent more on carrot salad today? More than €2 and a carrot salad? I feel like you've been ripped off on that. There better have been some meat or something in there. Anyway, yeah, now we just get some spiel basically about the status of Payday, why it's the primary focus. There's a second article that focuses in on that. We're doubling down on what our players love and what we do best, owning the heist genre. Bloody heist genre. Payday's more than a game. It's a genre we created and continue to lead. Stolen valor, that AK. I mean, I know you speak for the wider company, but if you're gonna go by Starbreeze, can you really say it's the genre you created when that's overkill software? I don't know. That one doesn't really sit right by me. By redeploying talent and capital, we can bring innovation to heisting gameplay faster, while also laying the foundation for future expansion of the genre. Sure, kind of what you'd expect. So there's a lot of Baxter employees moving back over to Payday 3, some of which have worked on Payday 3 before, some assumedly are new hires since. I don't really know how that's going to look. I don't know who's lost their jobs. I'm not going to go into it. I don't think it's necessarily right and normal to publicize that. Isn't Simon Vickler making music for Den of Wolves? He is. And I thought he was doing the narrative, and I asked him to his face, and he was like, nah, I'm not doing that no more. Uh, but yeah, he's mostly focused on the music again. Express appreciation to Wizards of the Coast for their support, though we've made the decision to not continue forward with the project. That's interesting. Okay. It's good to see it wasn't some sort of licensing issue like what happened with Starbound. Um, all right. Let's. Should I go into the company's financial impact? I mean, so the discontinuation of Baxter results in a non-cash impairment of 255 million Swedish krona in the third quarter, consisting of previously recognized development expenses. You will have seen those recognized quarter to quarter over the past however many years. It's the reason why the company has been making massive losses, despite the fact they haven't been investing a great deal in Payday 3. And it's also why those losses weren't the end of the world, because, you know, games are funny like that. You spend an awful lot of money producing them, and then you only get return from them when they're out the door. There's no way to sort of recognize revenue over time, unless it's like pre-order sales. So yeah, my joke was they won't be paying tax for a little while. This write-down is fully related to previously recognized development expenses and has no effect on their cash position. We know that. I actually think they still have a solid enough cash position, although they've been trying to burn it. Headcount will be reduced by approximately 44 full-time employees across employees and contractors. I don't know what contractors they hire, so I don't know what that really means, but they're going to have a lower overall cost base. Although, yeah, I assume the majority of the cost base of any company that deals in making games is in the employees. So this will have a massive impact on that. It's going to be very interesting to see how Q3 and Q4 financials turn out, as Payday fans actually like to read that. As Matt Yule was absolutely bricking it when he found out. Yeah, so they're hoping to be cash flow positive in 2026. We'll see how that goes. I mean, it's much easier to, because their cost will be a hell of a lot lower. They will shortly present its updated strategy, detailing its renewed Payday-centered growth plan, or growth path, and plans to expand the heisting genre into new experiences and markets. It's this heisting genre part that's got me losing my mind. What does into new experiences mean, guys? Are we going to heist in, like, augmented reality? $44 is kind of deceptive. I mean, I assume that's in total. I just don't know how the workforce is set up there. Star VR 2, baby? Yeah. Crossover with Crime Boss? No, but they're the enemy invading the heisting genre that AK set up. Anyway, I want to sincerely thank the Baxter team for their passion and creativity and express appreciation to Wizards of the Coast for their support. Fair enough, okay. Though we have made the decision to not continue forward with this project, we are proud of what was achieved in Baxter, and those contributions will carry forward into Payday in the future of Starbreeze. By concentrating our efforts on Payday, we give Starbreeze and all our employees the best chance to succeed. So my feeling was it's a little bit of a now or never play. Like Payday can't be left to languish, and they can't really afford to put the amount of focus into them without cutting massive costs. In case you guys aren't aware, and he did actually say this in that recent investor report, they're sort of pulling out of third-party publishing as well. I'm pretty sure the only game that was successful for them as far as that was concerned was RoboQuest, and I don't know how successful in terms of actual cost versus revenue. So yeah, they're pretty much just the Payday studio again, which means we're basically back to 2019. Thanks, Ace Master. Good luck with your study, mate. Yeah. So, Commander's much more than just a soundtrack guy. Commander, first of all, is one of the best Payday 3 players. I don't know if he even wants that accolade, though. But yeah, like, he's been around for a very long time. Okay, and then this one is a little bit more focused around Payday 3. Updated strategy to strengthen the company's leadership in the heisting genre, centered on the Payday franchise and supported by an operating model built for live engagement at scale and disciplined resource allocation. By the way, Den of Wolves are looking at this and they're like, what? Like, as I said in my video, they're not really trying to compete. They've got their own niche. They're really stuck in their ways. They're not going to change the game. They're going to develop to be more like Payday or to try and hoover up that level of like disenfranchised market. Sure, they might invite the creators round, but the game, their game is their game, you know. Um, oh yeah, so here's some icky words. Centered on the Payday franchise and supported by an operating model built for live engagement at scale. Sell me this pen and disciplined resource allocation. I can get behind that. But live engagement at scale. So I think this maybe threads into something we're going to talk about a bit later, which is this idea of like back-end updates and more live service-centered stuff. I don't know. Those words make me feel a little bit sick, though. The strategy focuses on deepening player engagement, broadening platform reach, and diversifying revenue streams, which is hilarious because it's literally the opposite of that last one. Unless they're talking about like diversifying revenue streams into different types of merchandising, which they have been doing a lot recently with Payday. So maybe. You'd argue they've actually just focused their revenue streams because it's pretty much just Payday now. Anyway, Payday remains Payday as the growth platform. It is good news for us Payday fans, by the way. Like this is the best overarching news we could have. I just hate the way it's been done. Payday remains one of the world's most recognized co-op hosting experiences, engaging more than 50 million players to date. I don't know where they have this number from, but it's they love it. They love whipping it out, don't they? Sustaining a durable global community. Well in for hanging in there, guys. We are the durable global community. And has generated close to 4 billion Swedish krona in lifetime gross revenue. That's a kind of crazy stat. Starbreeze's strategic pillars place Payday at the core. I was just thinking, like, how much of that 4 billion was generated by Payday 2 in its first, 5 years? Probably more than half. Complemented by hosting experiences. Hosting experiences, all caps, dude. What does that mean? They're going to make us rob banks in real life. And special operations to extend reach and resilience. No idea what special operations, also capitalized, means. CEO comment, we're doubling down on what our players love and what we do best, owning the hosting genre. This is definitely the same comment, isn't it? Strategic pillars for growth, the core Payday IP, hosting experiences, new games. Crime Wars coming back, the mobile game, baby. New games and experiences that broaden the hosting genre beyond Starbreeze's core projects. These include spin-offs, narrative-driven projects. This narrative thing is interesting to me. I do wonder if they're going to do some, visual novels. And franchise expansion to new platforms that expand the Payday universe and beyond, while opening new revenue streams, creating a broader portfolio of hosting experiences. They definitely want us to rob something. Special operations. Okay, there's an explanation. It's work for hire. Selective and profitable services business that supports competence development and strengthens our teams. The projects complement the development of Payday and maintain flexibility through partnerships with leading industry players. So basically, the work for hire was actually financially profitable for them, and it looks like they're going to stick to it. And it looks like PUBG is about to be Payday 3ified. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but they pay well. Krafton has a lot of money. Scalable live engagement platform to engage millions of players worldwide. The franchise will evolve into a modern live engagement game. Some people call my content slop. This is slop salad, this. You would rob a bank if it meant so-called would be in Payday 3. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe they're just going to do that anyway. I'm not leaking. I have no idea. I'm just saying. Payday 3 slot me away. Yeah. Operation model for execution. In recent months, Starbreeze implemented a simplified, empowered matrix structure. Bloody hell. Empowered matrix structure. So I assume there's been some sort of change in leadership and product ownership. So I assume, I think actually from listening to the investor report, AK mentioned some of this. So you basically have verticals at the company and they own their own P&L. So you might have the heisting experience vertical. This dude and his team of 2 people, they're just trying to find ways for us to rob banks for viral marketing campaigns. Joke. This might be a real thing. I don't know. They're working on more merchandising. Anyway, that guy owns the whole P&L. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the performance report, his costs are being weighed up against the money he's made on it, and that way they can actually decide, well, this is a profitable part of the business, let's proceed with it, or let's invest more money into it. That makes me think that the company wasn't ran in a very efficient way before. I assume they didn't do that sort of thing, which meant it was really difficult to pin issues at the company down to people, although we were screaming it at them. I think this is probably an improvement. Although I reckon they're not a huge fan of it because it's probably a load of admin and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, the Payday 3 team will grow to about 50 employees before year end 2025, which is quite a fast turnaround on that, bearing in mind he said 25 about a month ago, and continue to grow in line with increased player engagement. Okay, so Payday 3 at its current running level, 50 employees. Payday 3, if it grows 3 times, in theory, you'd expect to see the people working on it at least increase by like 1.5 times. We'll see. It's all assuming Payday 3 does grow once they start putting more money into it. I don't know now whether it will. That's not me being a doomer. I genuinely don't see how you market the game again. I think it's going to be really difficult for them. All the recent news they've had, everything in the news cycle has been negative. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean we're getting battle passes or anything. I see discussion of that in the chat. It just means they're going to try and find new ways to sell your Payday content. Yeah, I'm pretty sure AK's come in and gone like, Payday's the only value Starbreeze currently has. Like it's you own the IP. It's the most profitable thing you can do. It's fascinating though, because if Payday 3 does take off and they have this success, Digital Bros will get their money. So like, good for them. It's going to be carried by word of mouth. Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting there. I'm going to be squatting that. All right, let's have a listen to this. Am I missing half? No, this is all right, isn't it? Guys, I'm going to need you to tell me like volumes when it starts, because I really struggle with getting the volumes right. I just briefly lost chat as well. Yeah, we are missing Almir as Twitter man, aren't we? I wonder if abandoning Project Baxter triggered a bunch of people to resign. I think some people might have been given the opportunity to move over and declined it. I think the game industry right now in Starbreeze, in Stockholm in general, or just the game industry wider, the US in particular, it's not looking good in terms of job security. So I think if you were given an opportunity, even if you were hired based on like a love of D&D and an understanding of those sorts of mechanics, and you were asked to go work on Skills 2.0, I think the odds would be pretty high. You'd say, you know what, we'll give it a shot. Cyberpunk was an absolute beast of a game though in terms of like expectation, content. I mean, like the launch of Cyberpunk in terms of media coverage, it makes Payday 3's failed launch look like it barely even happened. So like any publicity is good publicity type thing, and then all of a sudden when the word of mouth stuff is actually positive, it's not hard for the game to take off. But they had to do a soft relaunch with the DLC and with their goddamn anime series. Yes, Vida, there have been more layoffs, unfortunately. Elizabeth kept reading my so-called beg messages and just not saying anything about so-called. I don't think there's anything she can say, because I don't think they're planning to add him yet. I don't think they know. I don't think they know what they're doing tomorrow. Never mind that in like a couple of months' time when they look at adding a new character. Cyberpunk was always goated. I can't say one way or the other. I've actually only played it since all the improvements, and I agree, it's a fantastic game. Payday 3 doesn't have the substance to back it. Yeah, agreed. Like, it wasn't like Cyberpunk was a fundamentally terrible game. Like, its narrative was interesting, and some of its like story choices were worth following. It's not like its world was boring, you know? Payday 3, as Adolf has said himself, like, it feels flat at times. We're so back, right, guys? That's my favorite moderator, Red Archer Live. How's it going, mate? I don't say those words. I say I'm in flux, dude. I'm in between. I'm always just on the level. How do I close the stream? Oh no. Oh no. More power than he knows how to handle. Why is this taking so long to start? Alright, I'm skipping ahead. The Mass Mania masks are available. Where are the hardcore challenges, boys? Where are they? I even gave suggestions for this.
Welcome,
Hang on, Craig Evans asked an actually important question. Is Smite 2 any better than it was a few months ago? I hear it is. I have not had time to play it in about 4 months. I'm going full cope. I believe AK will work his magic. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Whatever makes you happy. I don't have an issue with AK, particularly, as a person. I'll Sonic Racing Crossworld, since the game has a great offline mode and challenge system. Yeah, well, I mean, you and I have felt like there was no offline mode coming for a long time. So this was just a confirmation of what we already knew. They had to say it at some point. This is such a funny freeze frame, by the way. Is this on the highest? Whoa, we can do 1440p. Let's get it crisp, guys. Can you guys tell me if the audio of like Liz and Jonas is audible? If it's way too loud, way too quiet?
How are we all doing?
It's quite quiet
today?
for me.
I hope we're all doing good. Hopefully you can see me.
Abraham from The Walking Dead. I feel it, yeah. He's not quite ginger enough.
We had to do a quick little restart to fix
quiet.
We hope everything is good now. People are saying hello, so I'm presuming that
How's
means that everything is working.
That's a pretty good volume for me.
We have a packed topic today for stream. We have a lot to talk about. So I figure we might as well get into it. But
there's nothing wrong with calling it Adolf's regime, dude. Your mind's poisoned.
I see a lot of people asking, like, you know, who's here next to me. So let's start with.
Can we talk about how much they've used this image, by the way?
Today? What are we gonna
They're
talk
really
about?
proud of it.
Yep. Hey everybody, my name is Jonas, and I'm the GM for.
It doesn't say his surname, dude. I want to know how to say it. Is it just Skans? Jonas Skans? So yeah, he's the new GM, not Grandmaster, General Manager.
For Payday.
Yeah.
So I just will start with talking a little.
It's the
bit
best
about
image since
myself.
Little Guy
I'm
G.
sure people
Agreed.
want to hear about
Agreed.
other things, but I will take the opportunity. So basically, I am a game maker at heart. I made games all my life. I'm a software developer, and my professional career has been a lot in tech. Game technology, game engines, and games themselves, of course. I've also done some things outside of games, but games is really what I live for. So
Yeah.
So first of all, someone said he seemed like kind of nervous, but I think he's chilling. I don't think he's nervous. He's very much talking to Liz, which is fine. You don't have to talk to the camera. Also, they got the Lego flowers, dude. See these Lego flowers? I'm considering getting them for my partner. Also, did you know the reason why Wolf's in the wrong suit is because his tie clips through his other one? Fun fact. Your mom's got loads of them. I actually bought her a different set, but they're nice. I actually really rate them, especially someone who can't look after plants.
That's my passion. And here, of course, I'm also done things on the business side, which is what I do here at Starbreeze.
This dude plays games, by the way. He starts talking about how he's like an ex-pro gamer.
And my background, otherwise, I used to be a fairly good FPS player. I have
Here it is.
competed at a fairly high level in some games. Not sure I have that anymore, but I have. But at least I have enough to kind of sneak around in Payday.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the competitive Payday mode is coming. That's what they meant by new heisting experiences. It's me like drop-shotting Troy and telling him all sorts of expletives that I can't say on stream. Finally, we can play as the cops. I always thought that was a really neat idea, you know? Like better than the concept they came up with when Pop Reach had the game. Still a bit quiet? I can turn it up a bit. What you do anyway? No, we're heisting in a cooperative experience. Welcome back, Payday Crime War. Yeah, he talks later, I think, about like playing Diablo and stuff. Dude likes his games. I think that's always a much better sign than liking his spreadsheets. But get you a guy who does both, dude. I like my games and my spreadsheets, all right?
And otherwise, I just love playing games, and I love making games.
Yeah.
That's my life.
Awesome. And just one more thing, because I know a lot of people have been asking this already. Like GM, you introduced yourself as a GM, general manager.
Yep.
What exactly does that mean? I know
It's
some
great at
people
chess,
might be like,
dude.
game director. Are you a new game director? But that's not the case, right? Do you want to explain what a GM is?
Yeah. So
So it's just Andreas holding down the fort. We assume.
let's start with what a game director is. A game director is the creative
He has
person
worked from Battlefield, yeah,
who
I've
thinks
seen.
about world
He's worked with AK many times before. Like, he's called in his boys, basically, as AK. He's gone like, this is bad. Get in here, lads.
building, game systems, things like that. I, of course, have opinions, a lot of opinions
Don't we all?
on Payday 3 and what I would like to do, but that's just
I assume this is a new tattoo, by the way. I assume that's why it's shiny as hell.
me being one person in the team.
Yeah.
Everybody has
Still
that.
got the cover on.
But that's not my role. So what is my role then? It's to be making sure that the team has what they need. So I'm setting the vision, the direction. I make sure that the team has the people and the resources to kind of move.
Assumingly, it's like a hands-off role, but if his background's in software development, he should have an understanding of what the sort of limitations are, which I think is really important. It's why sometimes I give shit advice, and I can be like, oh, they should do this with the game. This would be great. And like mechanically, no programmer wants to code that. So that's one of the problems. Hecko, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, hopefully it doesn't feel like wasted time. I get that feeling, but hopefully you've enjoyed some of that time. Money-wise, yeah, I mean, some people, I say some people, I mean me, shelled out big money on the collector's edition and things. It's pretty painful.
In that direction. So it's a lot of budgets, it's a lot of documents, but just making sure that we can move. Basically, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And the reason that I have brought you in here today is that we are going to be talking about Payday 3's future. The stream last week, we had a look back, but now it is time to look ahead. And I know a lot of people have a lot of questions, don't you, about what's ahead for Payday 3. So I think I'm going to start.
How do you guys feel about the fact they didn't recognize the elephant in the room? Like, I mixed feelings on it, really. Like, is it entirely appropriate? Like, should they not have opened the stream up and said, like, guys, it's been a really tough day. We're having to say goodbye to lots of our colleagues because of the shuttering of this particular game's development. We just don't believe it's financially viable anymore. I know they're still in the anniversary mindset, but they just announced today that the only thing I think of, by the way, is if it's related to year end. I need to check. No, it's not. They have an April year end? March into April year end? I think they do. Right? Or is it December year end? Anyway, it's not. It was my company's year end the other day, so I wondered if they were just announcing it because it was year end. But yeah, their stock is in a spiral. I've noticed that. It's down like 12, 13, 14%. I'll tell you what, buy low, sell high. I think it's an all-time low. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying we had good news today. It was awful news. And I'm not saying I have any confidence after watching bits of this live stream that Payday 3 is going to turn a corner. However, on the risk-reward factor, you know, I wouldn't be selling at the bottom. That's all I'm saying. Don't catch a falling knife. I don't think it would be ethical for me to own Starbreeze stock, okay? I watch a streamer who owns lots of, and he streams Monster Hunter, and he owns lots of Capcom stock. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, he's very transparent about his ownership, but it isn't necessarily that easy, I don't think, to buy on the Swedish Stock Exchange when you're in the UK. But, yeah, I thought it might have been a good opportunity to gather some of the first feedback about the upcoming Skills 2.0 system. I just don't think they're in that sort of cycle yet. I don't know. I think they're still getting internal feedback, so realistically, they should have pushed this stream back. Yeah, Troy, I agree. I know why they didn't. They've been so known for like breaking promises and things, so I know why they didn't. But
Start with the one that I know. I don't currently see it in chat, surprisingly enough, but
can't wait for the Project Baxter assets to be reused for Payday. I rate that one. I cannot wait to be like stealing the ye olde throne, king's crown. I'm not sure the art style quite blends.
I know you, so I'm gonna ask it for you. What's going on with offline mode for Payday?
Yeah, so I think they had a vague agenda that they were going to like attack, and I think it makes sense that they started with offline mode. I've not listened to his full answer. I was only able to catch like little bits of this basically throughout the day on my phone. I think it was a bit of a non-answer when the answer needs to be like that. There is not going to be a full offline mode for this video game, not until we're ready to close the door on the video game. In which case, we intend to have like a sort of shutdown plan. That's the only answer you can give, right? And I've been saying that for a while. It's how I ended my last video. No offline mode until they plan to shutter the game. They don't think it's financially viable for them to migrate all their item server stuff, which is, as far as I know, still ran by Axelbyte. This is how I would have handled it. And I think handling it any other way is a little disingenuous, or it's just like... It's not being as straightforward as they need to be with such a common question. Because people need to know, like, if I'm never going to get offline mode for this game whilst it's still in active development, okay, I can forget about it. I'm never going to touch it. Or they can be like, well, okay, you have an intention for like a sort of end of service plan. Maybe I can get behind that. I don't need to worry about my game not working anymore. Oh, you're going to do peer-to-peer. There should still be some multiplayer options. Okay, so the loss of the offline mode isn't the end of the world. It's a problem. It's something I'm against, but you know what I mean.
Payday 3.
So, yeah, I thought we were friends.
Pull a tiny team.
I'm sorry. See, there they are, offline mode. I had to do it. I had to
What the hell did he just say? I thought we were friends.
do it.
So offline mode. So let's talk about that. So I know that the team had good intentions with that.
Yeah.
So do I. But it has been pretty obvious for a long time it was never going to happen. We first had a sort of serious call about it in terms of like partners about a year and a half ago, when they were like, how do you think the community wants an offline mode to look? And things like solo mode was mentioned. Ain't no way that was taken in a year and a half if they hadn't run into a snag that made it impossible.
Definitely. And they have been trying to kind of make it happen. But I think we have to face reality that it's not feasible for where we are going with the game.
Yeah.
We have to face reality. It's not feasible for where we're going with the game. Come on, man. Is it possible for modders to reverse engineer an offline mode? Not really, as far as I'm aware, because so much of the offline... They have done a mode where you're still admittedly connecting to a server, but they could do one where you're not, right? Or wait, you don't connect to a server in solo mode. You're just hosting. You host it on your machine. They could do that. That's not an issue. It's not about any of that. It's about what happens to your progress and to your inventory and to your items. It's that they can't fathom how to do. I don't imagine Payday modders can do something on that scale. What happened to Holdout? Probably cancelled, right?
And
cancelled until they say otherwise.
With that, I mean, so I will explain what I mean. So first of all, we have finite amount of people. We want to make sure that they work on the most valuable thing.
I think this is a bit of a non-excuse. Like, you've had a finite amount of people the entire time. I get that. It's just not going to happen. You can't say it's a resource issue because you've had a full team working on it, say, for a year and a half. I think trying to say, ooh, it's about what we prioritize is wrong. Because I think even if they prioritized, if they put all 50 people, even people who aren't like have any education in like server structure, like they get the books out, learn about this. You know, we need to create an offline mode. We need to create a proper inventory system that functions. We need to reverse engineer all this stuff we've done with Axelbyte and this online server. It still wouldn't happen. It's just something they can't do financially.
For the game, and this
good or bad note so far, loads are bad, but there is a sort of, you have to take, as a Payday fan, you have to take away the fact that they're now fully focusing on Payday. Payday 3 has not had this many people working on it since before it launched. In fact, it's probably about as many people who developed the game.
These are the things that we would talk about, progression and kind of core loops and so on. But more importantly, we today have a update model where it takes us weeks to get a client update out.
Yeah.
And this is
a huge problem.
technical.
Yeah.
So it means that if we discover today that, hey, this value is wrong,
And this happens all the time.
it takes us a very long time to fix that. That's not because we are slow, it's just because updating all the first party and so on, it takes weeks.
Yeah.
Mr. Dano, so I think there's about 160 people at the company. Maybe say 165 previously. That was after the French layoffs, which was the last sort of round or major round of people that left the company. We know about 20 were working on Payday 3, sorry. We don't know how many people were working on the work for hire. I would assume no more than the same amount. At which point you've got to assume roughly the same amount were working on Baxter. So about 80 to 90, say. And we know about 44 have been laid off. So I would say about 50% are gone, at least. And then my maths is wrong because I'm counting like management people, HR people in this because they're all full-time employees and they're not going to turn around and suddenly stop working on Payday 3. It's not going to be all hands on deck. And they're going to end up at somewhere in the region of like 50 to 60, I think, within the next 6 months.
Oh, it does.
So we want to move to a model where we can work with the community and then make sure that we can update things fast. And to do that, we need to do that from the back end.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to tweak the game from the back end to make sure that we can get things out faster. Because if we can get things more early and have the confidence that we can change it, then that will give us much more speed.
Yeah.
And it will also bring more meaning to kind of player feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Super relevant thing they're addressing here. Update cadence isn't just a product of slow work. I'm sure there are people that could tell you how much content they are sat on and unable to ship because they don't believe they have the right sort of combination of content, or they don't think they have the right. They don't have enough to turn it into a DLC bundle. They just sat on it. They're sat on loads and loads of work, and they've always been sat on loads and loads of work. If they could drip feed it to us, if they could just get it into our machines playing the game, it would make a big difference. They can't. They have to bundle them into these larger than necessary updates. You know, I talked about what happened around when the Plyon deal was going through and they were going to buy back Payday's IP as like self-publishers. That update was huge because it was weeks and months worth of work just being shoved into this one package. You know, ideally, you have Party Powder releasing 1 week, a couple of weeks later, the Justicar comes out. A month after that, we actually get Armor 2.0. Instead, it's like, we just got to compress all this and get it out the door. And it's a problem. It's the reason why update days are always buggy and they have problems with it. Something goes really wrong. It's a whole week cancellation. They found that issue that was related to the mod loader for Payday 3. Whole week delayed. Just necessary.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we are not doing things to actually improve online.
Yeah.
But that's...
Viewless, you can say naughty words in Twitch. You can say them anywhere. YouTube just doesn't like them.
That is what actually makes it not feasible to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that makes sense as well. So, yeah, see, RIP offline mode. But yeah, hopefully you're sad.
I mean, that's a nervous laugh. I don't think Liz is like, you offline mode lovers. Destroyed. I kind of missed the last thing he said. I'm just changing the volume.
Satisfied with that. So.
What actually makes it not feasible to do. Actually improve online.
Yeah.
But that is what actually makes it not feasible to do.
What is it that makes it not feasible to do? So is he saying that what's not feasible is like we need to always have access to a way to like update the back end to ever make these more rapid update rollouts happen? Therefore, offline mode is a necessity to stay. Because that feels a little bit different to the idea that like we just can't make an offline mode work. Is that what you guys think? I just got here. What's the mood so far? We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I just don't fully understand. If the excuse is like, oh, we can use the online setup with the servers to release more content, I don't really buy into it. Maybe The microtransactions make offline play not inapplicable. It's not because of micros. I mean, the original decision. So Unintelligible has a video where, as ever, he absolutely rags on me. Whatever, I can handle that. His overarching conclusion, I agree with, right? Which is that offline mode is not happening. It was not set up to happen because of the infrastructure they wanted in place to make it really difficult for people to steal their content, especially microtransaction content that was going to be tied to an inventory and they were going to charge you lots of money for. Completely agree. That was abandoned. I slightly disagree with them on one point, which is why they abandoned it. They truly were like, we've messed up so badly. The only way we're ever going to get the goodwill back to keep operating is if we don't do this. That's why the MTX store never happened, even though it was set up to happen. They had the Payday coins or whatever the hell they called them. So that's why offline mode is like fundamentally really difficult for them to do, because it's so baked into how they intended the game to work, and now they can't really go takesies backsies. They're stuck with it.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense as well. So yeah.
So elements of this I get, and I like the idea of them being able to update the game faster through the back end, but like it really depends what they're able to do through the back end. You guys might remember there's been a few back end updates. So any of the double XP or double money weekends back end update, that was all provided through it didn't require an update. They just changed something in the back end code that meant, oh, for this period we're now earning double the money. There was actually a time during the game's first year, like the first 3 months of launch, where they changed the cost of preset weapons in terms of C-stacks. Also, something they were able to do without like taking the game down. That's what he means. But ain't no one getting excited for another C-stack cost tweak, okay?
The RIP offline mode.
Back-end updates they can't currently balance the game, as far as I know. Not the fundamentals of playing the game. They can balance like the inventories through the back end, but they can't balance how much the FSA is doing, for example. Maybe what they want to do is get into a situation where they can do that through the back end. But people would generally prefer offline mode, which gets on to the next point, which is it's just really hard for them to do offline mode, okay?
But yeah, hopefully you're satisfied with that answer, Chad. I had to start there, but let's get into
No one's going to be satisfied with that answer, because it wasn't to the point enough. And you know, no one's going to be satisfied with the conclusion they've come to as far as offline mode is concerned. I think it's important to have it out there though, because people who are like waiting for this mode that's been promised for such a long time to be added can say, okay, it's never going to happen. And I think you should. I think that is the mindset you should have. That is never going to happen until the game is no longer in development, in which case I'm either along for the ride or I'm saying, sod Payday 3, why have you made your game like this?
Actual meat of what we're talking about, because now we talked about what we...
Oh, sorry, I want to mention,
yeah?
I have a few other things just as an intro on that.
So the engine update stuff, I don't fully understand either. I'm no expert. I know one of the arguments they have for it, but I don't understand why they couldn't just do that in UE4. I think maybe they just see it as making sense to update to UE5. Baxter was, as I understand, developed in UE5. They have some experience in it now. God knows.
Okay.
So I said that we are making online improvements as well. I just want to bring up what I mean. Mm-hmm. So it is at least 3 things. Mm-hmm. We want to remove the need for a mandatory account, because we know that's friction for some people. Some people find that annoying. Yeah. So that's.
I completely agree with this, by the way. I did see Patrick's comment in Twitch about it. It's to do with I've talked about it a little bit before. I don't know whether I meant to, but I kind of do, because I think if no one can get this information out, it's a problem. About the baked-in lighting and the dynamic lighting. So Payday 3 currently uses baked-in lighting. We'll talk about it a bit more when he mentions it again later. So the lighting is currently baked into the map. If they were to move around map objects, so let's say they move the vault in No Rest for the Wicked into that little side room where where all the employees are, that would be another vault location, right? They just switch those 2 rooms around, just like they did in Branch Bank Heist in Payday 2. If they did that, all the lighting would remain from how it was set up when it was meant to be a vault or meant to be an actual like meeting room. So it would look weird. That's why they don't do it.
That's something that we plan to do. We also want to make the communication in
Thanks,
the
Troy.
game
I appreciate
smoother
that because I might use it in my video
with
and
the
I didn't
better
get a screenshot.
technology. So that's something that we're looking at.
Yeah.
And last, I heard that there has been leaked builds on Steam that has kind of indicated that we are doing.
I think it's funny the way he addressed this. I think that's kind of good. Like, yeah, I saw it on the Reddit. That bloody Sprin has been has been leaking our files again. Yes, we're gonna work on peer-to-peer. It's good stuff.
Peer-to-peer and so on.
Yes.
And yes, we are looking at ways.
It's
to
light mode, I can
improve
handle that.
hosting, so give players more choice of how they host the game.
Yeah.
So we are improving parts of online.
Yeah.
But there are parts that we need for the game that we want to make. So I just want to be very clear about that.
Yeah.
So this is a better argument for why online, right? But it's still not the ideal situation. That will put people off forever, and I think they've made peace with that fact. And because they've made peace with it, I think they should be as crystal clear, transparent about how and why it's never going to happen.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And yeah, let's get into the actual like meat. I'm just gonna open my book because like we have a lot of stuff. Like I said, we just
I like that she's brought a death note in case someone in chat says something they shouldn't. Hang on, I've lost my chat as well. I don't have my death note, so I just have to read it. We're truly in the we're so back, it's so over times. It may be the greatest day-to-day swings we've been having. Although today is such a weird day because the stock price says it's so over, but AK keeps telling me, he's whispering in my ear saying, we're so back, Harry. We're so back.
talked about something that isn't happening, at least not in the way people would necessarily maybe want it to happen. But we do have a lot of things that are going to happen for Payday 3 and what Payday 3's future will look like. So I'm going to have my notes open to make sure that I don't forget.
Offline solo mode won't go anywhere. Positive of that. That would be a crazy change. If you're happy with the solo mode, you can remain happy. I mean, for me, that was most of my problem. I do not want to play the game offline because I only play it at my desktop, which is always connected to the internet anyway.
Anything, because that happened last stream that I completely forgot one of our
Death
heists
Note's
in
the entire
Payday, so
game's
let's
balancing. Fabricade, we don't know that yet. It's not like the game's balance wasn't hanging on by a thread anyway.
make sure I don't do that. But yeah, so just putting that ahead of time too, we're going to talk about the future, we're going to talk about what's coming, what we're focusing on. We're not going to go super deep into timelines, just to put that out there right away. It's going to be in order, so we're going to start, with what happens first, what's the first priority, and so on. But we're not going to be able to say, Skills 2.0 is coming X dates.
I think it's a shame. I think they should have come prepared with one major. They did, and it's the Mass Mania thing, and it was honestly just the most underwhelming. Mass Mania was actually funnier when they didn't give it to us because I was just counting the additional days. Now it's not as fun. They just gave it to us for free, which they could have done 12 months ago, minimum. There's a new thing on the Dragon Files. Hell yeah, Sebastian out there working hard while everything's crumbling. All this news makes me feel like Payday 3 won't even manage a third year of updates. This makes it much more likely they will, because they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. They don't have any choice in the matter. They can't stop developing. Okay, what they could do is they could just go back to working on Payday 2. All right, when that happens, AK's gone mad. But it could happen. I'm not writing it off. But they're stuck with Payday now. They're not going to be able to revive Baxter from the dead, I don't think. I don't actually know what, I don't know what the approach has to be. If they were planning to release a licensed Wizards of the Coast game, do they have to, delete all the files?
We're not going to be at that level. But start with step one. So the first thing that the team is going to focus on is to make sure that playing Payday.
I do think it's so funny. They brought a PowerPoint presentation, which is just these images.
It feels great. It feels fantastic. It feels rewarding.
Playing Payday feels fantastic and rewarding. Anyone ever said that before? This is like a reverse unintelligible video title. Payday 3's enemies are fantastic and rewarding, and I love them very much.
So where do we start? What's your first part in this whole vision?
Absolutely. Before we talk about that,
by the way, Liz, let's not do that.
we just take a step back.
All right.
To explain how we arrived on this, basically. So
that's a good start, actually. That's better.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Please tell Elizabeth if they remove the run and reload skills, I will install forever. Beyond yesterday, you're the guy. In my video on Skills 2.0, I was like, I don't really give a shit about these skills. But there's someone who will be really annoyed they're locked away behind like the highest tier of skill aced out. And only on certain weapons. I think it should probably just be a base feature. I'm going to pitch. They make Transporter and they make running and reloading a base feature, okay? And then you can love me.
So I came in fresh. I've only been here for 2 months, by the way. So that's my job. So I came in fresh, and
We've been here for 2 months, by the way. That's my job.
I've been listening to players. The team has a lot of ideas, a lot of things that.
Fun fact about running and reloading in Payday 2: skill is bad. It means you can't reload cancel with sprint, which is the fastest way to reload cancel.
That they want to do.
Yep.
And that led us to form kind of a vision with 4 steps that we are taking. And this is the first one, that the core game should feel really, really good.
Yeah.
The second one is that you should always have a reason to play the game.
He's going through this, by the way, when they're about to reveal it PowerPoint style.
Then we have a third one, which is the game should feel fresh. And then it's the kind of end vision. So we will talk about all these.
Yeah.
But
he is slightly out of focus. Or he's just fuzzy in real life.
Is because Starbreeze are a heisting studio, and at the heart of that is Payday.
Yeah, running reloading as an attachment's actually a really good idea, Crazy Bunch.
And Payday 3.
Yeah.
So we are doubling down on Payday now. We are more than doubling the team to give us the bandwidth.
Beyond yesterday, that's actually such a good idea.
That we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So Payday is very clear the kind of Starbreeze focus right now.
Yeah, and I think that's something that a lot of our
They're calling them a heisting studio. Heist in our wallets, full time. Heist experience, come get robbed.
players will want to hear as well. So that's good. Thank you for catching that.
Yes, but let's talk about this one. So this one is basically it's all the friction, all the annoyance, all the things that you feel as a player when you play the game.
All right, we'll get back to this in a second. Speaking of friction and annoyance, I am annoyed. I don't have a beer in my hands. Okay. No, Troy, I'm a very sensible drinker these days. This is the other half of what I poured earlier.
So, take me as an example. I'm coming in and playing Payday 3, which I've done a lot of. And the second-to-second
Fair play.
gunplay,
I believe him on this,
it's
by the
good
way.
to me. I love sneaking around. I'm a stealth player when I can.
They
I
always
fail
say
most
they're
of the
stealth
time.
players. I swear, they always say they're stealth players.
That's part of the fun, right?
Yeah,
Just
that's part of the fun.
Learn and then you retry
Yep.
again, and then you know better and you
Yep.
can do it better.
But there are definitely things that I feel, hey, this is fairly low-hanging fruit. We should be able to kind of address this. And we haven't been able to do that because of the size of the team and so on. And now we want to start doing that. And this is at least 3 different vectors in this. It's
3 vectors. So I do think he understands the problems. I think in 2 months he's got to grips with what's causing the game so many issues. And I'm not saying just him. I'm sure people have explained it to him. But I think he's done a better job of that and then conveying it back to us than they did for years. For years.
It's a content. So when you play a heist, I mean,
Vector, I get that
played
joke,
a heist
Troy.
the other
He's the
day.
crocodile
I
from
finished
Sonic
the
Heroes. I know
objective,
this.
So I fought. And then I realized I had to do the exact same thing another time.
Yeah.
And I felt like that felt more like a
What's he talking about? I'm just going to replay this part. Hang on.
exact same thing, the objective, so I fought. I played a heist the other day. I finished the objective, so I fought. And then I realized I had to do the exact same thing another time.
Yeah.
And I felt like that felt more like a chore than fun, even though I had fun the first time around.
Yeah.
I've never seen Despicable Me. Ruined. I just assume with you, mate, it's always going to be Sonic. I don't remember Starbreeze advertising Payday 3 Mass. Did they? Fear and Greed? Yes! That's what I said! That's beyond yesterday. Oh, I've definitely overreacted there. I should have been like, well, let's see what everyone else thinks. Yeah, so I think he's talking about Fear and Greed. Specifically the objective at the panels, like on the trading floor, where you have to go back and do another one. He's going like, why do I have to do that? Because it is probably one of the most like repetitive objectives that isn't obvious. Like, why are you sending me back to do this again? But it's so key to that heist flow. Maybe less in stealth, but still a little bit in stealth. But in loud, it's like the best part of the mission. It's the only part, maybe the escape, but other than the escape, where you're really challenged. So I'm like, are you getting the right lessons here? I get that you don't want tedium and for people to have to do the same thing over and over again, but like, part of the Payday loop is that you have to be in the heist for a certain amount of time. I think we all agree the circle sitting objectives are crap, and they're pretty much gone. They've not been added to new ones, and I think they will eventually go, or be left on maybe one or two heists.
So, and there are a bunch of those things, and if you ask the team, they have 1,000 ideas how to address these things.
Yeah.
They are very passionate about it, so I want to give them the time to be able to do that.
It could be the 99
And the
box of
second thing is
circles.
just
It could be the
onboarding.
second jar
I
of cum.
actually, maybe I shouldn't say this, but
My mum
failed
watches
the
these
tutorial.
sometimes.
It happens.
I mean, maybe it says more about me than anything else.
He says he failed the tutorial. Did he just blow himself up with the Markham Mamba? I'm pretty sure that's what my girlfriend did. Definitely like a legitimate way to fail the tutorial. I think I have. I think I did it. I remember when on like launch day I was speedrunning it.
And I also had a few heists where actually I had
The
to,
car moving
like,
is
Google,
basically
like,
a circle
where-
objective, but it's also a bit of an evolution on
where's my
that.
UV light? Oh yeah, I actually had it all the time. Okay.
Where's my UV light? It's so real
there
for
are
that.
things maybe not the
Not just pointing at the
like
thing.
veteran players are maybe not that interested in this, but it should be because it's important to have new players coming in and,
Yeah,
have,
exactly.
and have a good experience.
Yeah.
So that, and I know we have done things on onboarding. I think we can do more.
Okay,
And
everyone's
third,
failed the tutorial.
Any
He doesn't even need to feel that bad anymore. I'm surprised he doesn't like register the fact they've done Smash and Grab, which must have just released before he joined the studio. Like, feels like that was a major part of their attempt to overhaul the new player experience. But I wouldn't be surprised. This would be the most Payday thing ever if those are the only two Smash and Grabs we ever get, and it's just like the most wasted experiment ever. All they did was like leak the RPK that never came out.
core system of the game should just feel good and intuitive. Like, as an example, we're addressing skills now as an example.
Yeah.
That's the base. And the way you feel this as a player when you play is basically the quality level of the game is higher. So that is what this means. Getting the base up, basically.
Yeah.
And unleashing that potential that we have.
Yeah. And I know you just
Fine, but like, there's just nothing solid to it. I don't know what that means. If he was to turn around and say, we're going to have a look at the launch 8 heists and see what we can do to overhaul their mechanics and make them more interesting and compelling from the get-go, I'd be like, okay, that's something to hold on to. Something even better would be saying, these specific objectives we're going to change. We don't think they're particularly good. We don't think they're compelling. And this is a concrete change we're going to be making. Circles are going to go from XYZ heist. We're going to replace them with this objective we planned out. This is so wishy-washy. It's like, we're going to make the heist better because there was a bit that I didn't really like in one. Yeah, No Rest is great. The only thing I'd love to see on No Rest is a branch bank style RNG system where the vault could spawn in at least one of the location. You know, or maybe a bit of a go bank one where you have a variation where the vault is open already. That sort of thing. Something like that.
just give an example, but I was thinking, do you have any more examples of what exactly does that mean? Like, as a player who's watching at home right now, it's like, what does that mean? What am I going to feel when you start implementing some of the things that we're talking about in the step 1 here?
Level 5 Metapod. If you're going into Payday 3 without any Payday 2 experience, you might think the game's brilliant. It does seem to be mostly Payday 2 fans that have been frustrated by it.
So maybe I'm biased.
Circles for everyone.
Since I come from engineering, but we are doing some big investments in the technology in the game. And I'm talking really, really big investments. And these are being done with partners that are helping us, that we are collaborating with.
Don't know anything about these partners. Like, this isn't something that's been announced before. I'm really surprised this is the approach they're taking, because I think the obvious thing is, like, the game needs more content. There's not enough to do. The progression cycle is not particularly fun. People aren't playing the game for very long, and the people who do play it for a really long time are now quitting. They've run out of things to do. So, thanks, FB Lighting. Thanks for stopping by. So, I think this is an odd thing to highlight, but I'm intrigued by it. Like, I think it might be the right thing. Yeah.
So that we can focus on other things. And to give some examples, we're actually upgrading the engine to the very latest version, which is a huge thing to us.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
To the very latest version.
Wet update.
And to give some examples, we're actually upgrading the engine to the very latest version.
Yeah. So this is Unreal 5, right? I've seen a lot of... They were sort of funny about it. I didn't feel like anyone wanted to say, yeah, it's UE5. But I think it's almost certainly UE5. And I think Patrick confirmed it. Whether he was meant to or not. My boy needs to keep his job, but... The UE people, yeah, it could be Unreal people. That would make sense. But yeah, so UE5 has got a really bad rep for obvious reasons. Massive like performance hitches with it. What's the last UE5 game I played that ran like shit? It's Killing Floor 3 on UE5. Don't know. But they've been working on it with Baxter for a long time. This was always the plan. We'll see. We'll see what they manage with that, because yeah, it makes me a little nervous. Does it have massive implications for the modding community? I don't know. The only well-optimized UE5 game is Sonic Crossworlds. Maybe they can learn from them. Payday 3 is a relatively well-optimized game. You might say, no, it's not. It runs like shit. That's just the server hitching. It's the goddamn online servers that have ruined your life. They should probably have commented on that. It's such a problem.
Which is a huge thing to us.
All existing mods break, as far as I know.
It's basically replaced.
I suppose there aren't that many. It's not like Payday 2 losing all of its active mods, but still, that'll be a right pain in the ass.
A large part of the core.
Goodbye, Subway
and
Surfer
that will
phone.
allow us to do
Rip.
things that we dream of doing, but that we are limited by the technology today.
Yeah.
That could be, as an example, more heavy randomization. That are things that we would like to get to. And
so the reason for the more heavy randomization is what I was talking about before. I think they see it as an opportunity. I don't know why they couldn't just, in their version of UE4, like change away from baked lighting to dynamic lighting. I don't know what's stopping them from doing that, other than it being a massive task, like taking a lot of time. I don't know whether this is an easier way of doing it, like just switching over to the new engine and gives them a blank slate type thing, and it'll be faster, but I've got no idea. But as I understand from what was explained in the chat, the way it will help them with randomization is it will allow them to go back to that dynamic lighting, which means they can move objects around the heist freely and randomly, and you'll actually be able to see like major objectives spawn in different locations, which I think is really important.
Yeah.
we need the technology first.
Yeah, and that's something I know our players want to you know, more randomization. I see someone saying just make sure it's stable. That's definitely a part of the goal. We don't want to do this if it's not stable.
I mean, they wouldn't say, no,
And
I
then
think it's going to run like shit,
And this
actually.
is even more important, maybe. I mentioned it when we spoke about offline.
Yeah.
The backend side. My usual...
The current lighting system is left over from Overkill's The Walking Dead and tied to AI. Doesn't allow for it. Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you, Leon Theo. Always an expert in all things development and Starbreeze development in particular. That is interesting. That's not something I was aware of at all.
Go to is everything you can move to the backend, move it. Because that allows us to do updates on the fly. It might even allow us to do events on the fly, push content and so on, without having to update the client.
Yeah.
Giving the player much more content.
Events
faster
they
and
should
much
be
more
able to do.
updates faster.
I get it. I think
So
this is
that
fine
also
thinking.
something that we're doing
But
with-
offline
with
mode
the
would have
content.
been better.
Yeah.
And we're doing other technical things as well, but those two are fairly big, so we kind of stopped there.
Yeah.
And these are the
Yeah, I mean, I know they don't want to go into too much detail in this one stream, but I did think they kind of paced it weirdly. This stream is 51 minutes long, and only maybe 20 minutes of it is them actually talking about what's to come.
preparation work for us to be able to do things down the line, basically.
Yeah, because that's again like this is step one out of
Peer-to-peer is
more
being
steps
tested.
To come, but
We can
gotta
talk about
start
that freely
basically
now.
At the core, right? We
Yep.
gotta make sure that the core of the game feels good. You're gonna come in, and again, it says right here, you're gonna have a fantastic experience. It's gonna be rewarding to play. You know, there's more than that. There's more than just, you know, coming in. The core gameplay feels good, but I know we have a lot of veteran heisters, especially on these streams, you know, who are more engaged. So, like, how do we plan to, you know, give people a reason to come in? We want to make sure there's always a reason to come in and play, right? What's your thoughts on that topic?
Yeah, this is a big one, of course. It's about progression. It's about you play a heist once,
Yeah.
you play it twice, 3 times, but why do you play a heist 50 times or 100 times?
Yeah, exactly.
You should have a good reason to play it.
I'm not stalking Troy. It's okay. You can talk about Expedition 33. No spoilers in chat, though. I still haven't played it. My girlfriend really wants to play it, though, so I'm kind of like handing the reins over. It's rare. I played Silksong. She wants to play Silksong. I completed Silksong. She hasn't touched it. So I take that one. She can have Expedition. Lifting the Renown cap would be a good start. I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see the point of the cap. I do think that the idea of grinding Renown is, to me, sickening. I don't know why you're like, that's what I want to do. I get the competition element of it, maybe. But, like, the optimal ways of grinding Renown are not the most fun ways of playing the game, in my opinion. But you are kind of a min-maxer like that, and I get it. It's like being a speedrunner. But they need to do something more meaningful than that in the long run, right? I wish French people were real. Oh, true.
Like the 100th time as well.
Mm.
And I don't think, I mean, some people find motivations themselves, but the game should provide more of progression,
Boiling,
Yeah.
by the way.
account growth,
Sticking in the shirt was a bad
rewards,
idea for temperature.
achievements, things that make you keep playing.
Yeah.
And if you couple that with removing some of the friction, then after that, this is the layer.
Oh, I think I barely touched on that before, but yeah, they're going to remove the friction in terms of like removing Nebula access requirement. Huge. I can't stress enough how much I hate it. Nebula is one of the worst things that's ever come to Payday. I think Nebula is up there with like no offline mode in terms of importance. Nebula has turned millions, I would bet, millions of people away from trying the game out.
That we want to focus on.
Yeah.
And this one we feel is very important where we engage with the community on.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I'm sure people have a lot of good.
They're harvesting your data. No, that's not the only purpose of Nebula. They wanted to sort of have their own account system where they could facilitate crossplay. It was seen as a good way of doing it. And I imagine in the back of their minds, there's like, this is going to give us really good analytics and data and help us just tweak the game on the fly. It's very easy to make a business case for why Nebula is good. It takes a brave man to stand up at that meeting with, God, who was CEO at the time? What's his name? Tobias Shogun. To stand up and be like, except people going to turn the game off because they can't be asked making an account. And they go, what? It takes like 30 seconds. And you're, no. That level of friction is more than enough. Especially when the game is potentially free. Like, we're giving it away through Game Pass. I hate it. Blows my mind. I hate it. If you lose your backup codes, you're forever locked out of your Nebula account. I didn't know that could happen. I always stay logged in. My most important password.
Good ideas. We have good ideas.
The random freezing, we're just stuck with that. It's the servers, right? Unless they can get it like peer-to-peer fully functioning. In which case, how is it dictated whether it's going to be server-based or peer-to-peer based as a lobby? I don't know. But that's just going to be with those servers forever. And it's got worse, and I hate it. The hitching pisses me off.
And you should always have something to grind for, basically. I mean, currently I play Last Epoch, PoE 2, and Diablo, the kind of new seasons.
Yeah.
I love grinding for things.
Yeah.
And I think many people.
Dude's a gamer. I like it. Respect, bro. I don't necessarily think we need like the kind of grinding they're talking about in those games. Some people might enjoy those elements, and that's where Commander's right. Like, just unlock the renown cap. Give those serious grinding players something to chase after. They try to with leaderboards, but they're crap and they reset every week. What they need though is something a bit more tangible to chase after. Cool rewards in game is one thing. Achievements go such a long way. What's going on with Baxter? Baxter is cancelled for good. Never coming Baxter.
Will do. That's what I hope at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, it's just like more than just getting content into the game, right? It's just making sure that you have progress that you can earn and it feels valuable
Blaming
to actually
Infamy
do
cards.
so, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah,
That's so
exactly.
bad.
It's not
Yeah.
just more content; it's more meaningful
Yeah.
content.
So Commander, I pitched a bunch of achievement concepts. For I can say it now because it's never going to happen. I pitched a bunch of hardcore achievements for Mass Mania. I was like, let's base them off some of the most iconic achievements from Payday 2. So let's do like a tabula rasa style one. Like some of these that require you to play the game in a specific way. They're not too hard and inaccessible, but like a no skills type run where you're stuck with specifically like the lightest type of armor and the car 4, like, you know, the base weapons type thing on a certain heist, or interesting, like properly interesting challenges, I thought anyway. But never happened.
Base elements, maybe missions and quests and those kind.
Yeah, I'm also gonna mention to
Just
our producer.
touch
I
it.
think we're a slide behind on this one. Just thank you.
Yep.
There you go. That's where we are.
You should have recently played it.
What the hell is this
But
from?
we have mentioned before, like we've had talks
Just
before, like, you know, in part of
Houston
your
holding
onboarding stuff.
cash.
But you mentioned that you want to partner more with our community. So we've been discussing like how do we talk with our community, because
Yep.
like it's one thing to talk to community and talk at the community, but we want to talk with
This is going to be one for chat. Like, I need people to tell me how they feel about this.
our community. And how do you envision that could happen?
Yeah, so I don't know the history. I'm not sure how we have engaged over the years.
Yeah.
But what I do know is
Which challenges they focused on? Oh, I thought you were talking to someone else in chat. Yeah, I don't specifically know where they got with it. No idea. It was pretty much at the time, it was like Mio was the go-between, all your ideas to Mio. But we're talking like a year and a half ago, you know? It's crazy. Well, not a year and a half, but around that sort of time, at least a year ago.
that we get a lot of good feedback from
Yeah.
socials and forums and so on.
Yeah.
But we want to engage and talk more with the players, not just to the players. And that's why we're introducing something we tentatively at least call Payday Insiders.
Yes, correct. And yep, there we go on the screen. So
Payday Insider at start. How many, like, okay. Firstly, whoever has to monitor this inbox, how many just absolutely heinous things have been sent to them? Specifically by, like, ex-French team members. I would not be the man monitoring this. I couldn't handle it. I think it would be the end of me. Having to monitor my own email address is bad enough. So let me know if you've actually sent an email, if you plan to send an email. Oops, I pressed the button. Have I broken it?
email on screen right now.
No. Yeah, I'm interested to know if like people think this is worth their time. Elizabeth gave a bunch of like sort of potential rewards or incentives to do it. Do you think they're ever going to happen? Would you want to do it? The email's going to be a minefield, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the way you do the test for Raid, though, they're all pretty dedicated people, and we do have a server for that already within Payday 3. I think they want to spread it to a wider group, and I think there's a lot of people who feel really disenfranchised. I pop into the Payday Discord from time to time, and they don't love me. They disagree with me on a lot of things, and think I'm a bit of an arsehole, which fair enough. Wouldn't be the first people to tell me that. But I do think they feel a bit disenfranchised, and so giving them an opportunity to send their more direct complaints to them, probably fine. Probably a good idea. Did they forget about the Collectors Club? I think they realized that was a terrible idea. That was like me trying to come up with Patreon rewards. Dude, what else can I offer? Like one OnlyFans pick a month? Sorry, I'm in a funny mood. What happened to people working on Baxter? Are they working on Payday 3 right now? A large portion, well, I don't know how large a portion it is, but a portion have been moved over to Payday 3, as we understand. They've looked to sort of reallocate those resources as efficiently as they possibly can, so they've said, and they're offering support to everyone else. But we know 44 full-time employees have lost their job as of this morning. Feet picks for the next tier. That's the one part of me you don't want to see. I don't think I've seen you being rude to anyone. Thank you. Thank you. I try not to be. That's sort of my one rule of the internet. Just bringing up ideas. Okay, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll be able to revitalize it with feet picks.
But basically, what we're looking for, if you're home watching right now and you think, I want to get more involved, I want to be able to maybe come in, do some play tests, talk with the dev team.
It's different if you've earned it, Troy.
Be more involved and be able to come get feedback directly to us, to our faces. Maybe we fly you into the office.
Don't do it, you'll get blown. In all seriousness, I don't know about this from Liz. Like, now people are going to think, where's my flight into the office? I promise this is my one and only beer today. I don't think I don't think saying like maybe we'll fly you into the office is like the right reward to offer. Anyway, look, it's cursed. That's all I'm saying. I've not seen the new office, but the old one, those videos we made, we got some regrets. All right, it was my 4-star hotel stay. Okay, it's normally a 3-star hotel. Best Western, something along those lines. One and only? No, this was the same one I started with. I just went to get the rest of the bottle because I thought, I'm not going to drink it all in one stream. I'm trying to tone it back. That makes it sound like I've had problems. It's for like aesthetic reasons. I'm trying to get into my Adonis phase. Yeah, if they want to fly people to the office, they can, but don't offer it openly. I just think that was maybe it was a bit of an overstep. She just wasn't thinking. There's another absolute clanger she comes out with later. So the Boozley, true. Yeah, and Andreas is like that, isn't he? Always wants to whip it out. Didn't know their office was an airport. I did hear they moved, but I didn't know they moved directly to Arlander.
No, like this is something we're still going to trial. We're going to figure out what exactly this means. But if you are interested in this,
we don't know exactly
email,
what this means.
paydayinsider@starbreeze.com. Send us an email.
Could
let
be
us know
anything.
who you are, why you're interested. Player stats. Maybe you want to flex on something that you think is really cool that you've done.
Dude, Sebastian is reading your emails, being like, scrub,
well,
scrub,
again, maybe
5,000 hours, scrub.
So basically, send us your applications to this email, and we're gonna talk more about this as we go. But this is step one.
We don't know exactly what this means. We just came up with this idea 5 minutes before stream. Like, just chuck us your emails. It's like when people used to open up PO boxes.
We're baby steps. We gotta start somewhere.
Oh, Deadbound, don't get me started.
See Kilgore saying, "Wait, I can visit the Starbreeze studio in Sweden."
A form would have been a better choice. People tend to bounce off forms, although I don't like sending emails, so my email's just various pictures of Almir. Oh, I bet they get some really funny ones. Yeah, it may be a little bit unplanned, and they want to see what to do with it. There's nothing wrong with the idea of like getting more feedback from a wider group of people. I mean, I can tell you that the Starbreeze partner chat isn't as vibrant as it has once been. Not helped by the fact we've lost members. But yeah, they just need more of a dialogue around the game.
Wait, email us.
Rent is due. What now, Spring? Come on.
Let's move on to the next one because God, we're flying through this a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we're already ready for step 3 because
This is the point at which Liz realizes, oh shit, we've been live for like 20 minutes. We're almost through. You're responsible for an exchange environment. It's the worst, managing thousands of mailboxes. Oh god. Just my own work one. I mean, my work one is full of unopened, but when I open my, hang on, I'm gonna have a look on my phone. 26,370 unread emails. That's just on the Noli email. That's good. They're just realizing how little about anything they have to talk about. Yeah, like it's very clear they didn't. They thought like broad strokes this is going to be a good positive announcement, and we finally get to get that thing off our chest that we're never going to be able to do offline mode. Okay, I think that's the way they sort of concepted it, and then as they've worked through it, they've gone, we're not talking about anything tangible. Like, what do we say?
Talk there about we want the core gameplay to feel great.
Viewless,
We want
I'll
there to
take it.
always
Thank
be
you
a
so
reason
much.
To play, but
Second
we're
is
also
massive.
looking at offering new ways to play.
If I can be everyone's second favorite streamer, I'll be doing well.
The game. So what are we thinking here? Like variety. What does this mean? It sounds
Whoa!
exciting. What
Thank
does
you
it
for the
mean?
arse, Sprint.
Yeah, so now we're further out. I
Yeah.
mean, when we speak about this, it's easiest
Don't know
to
what ARS is,
talk
but
about
thank you
what
so
we're doing
much.
right now.
Yeah.
And then it's very
First to
apparent
break
what
the
next
Baxter
step is
news,
that
I
we-
believe, this
I mean,
morning.
so the engagement loop needs to be strong.
Yeah.
But after that, we want to look at how do we change the game in a faster and more meaningful way. So this means getting out patches at
For a moment, I thought Houston was holding the FSA, and I was like, the future. Here we go. One more H3H3 DLC and they're cooked. Well, that would be a surprising one. I don't think online but peer-to-peer gameplay is off the table. No, it's not. It's not. But again, it's part of their messaging issue. I think if they went super upfront and said, we can't do this because this, but what we can offer you is this. I think they've been cautious in offering peer-to-peer because they're not actually sure it's going to work out. We'll see. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Rednecker. Happy birthday. Will they do RNG soon? A lot of this seems to be related to trying to increase RNG in the game. Yeah. Bad Adam? Yeah, I mean, I think Payday 3 in ways can be commended for trying to be very different to the game that they'd worked on for 10 years. And I'm sure some people were like, holy shit, get me off something that get me off Payday 2, man. Like some people like Andreas Almir, they were the producers on Payday 2 for 10 years. They wanted something different. I understand that. But there are way too many steps backwards.
on kind of 4 to 6 week cadence, changing the game. We would like to have big updates each year, several times each year, where we change things like game mechanics, experiment a bit with
fabricate
new
like
ways to play.
challenges would be a big way to increase
also
replayability, right?
new narratives. I really care about the kind of narrative in the game.
Everyone who's come in, by the way, who I've spoken to, who've joined Starbreeze and are working on Payday 3, they're all like, dude, I love the narrative. And the classic is, oh, I've seen your story video on Payday. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I hope I didn't embarrass myself. But they seem really interested in actually developing the narrative, which is nice, because I think it's maybe one of Payday 3's weakest elements right now.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of players do.
They did remove
Yeah,
horses
Payday 2 has a
ponytail.
great history, so we definitely should lean in more into that.
Exactly, so we would like to do much more there, and we're also looking at ways that we can invite and open up the door for the community to also create with us.
Yeah.
Which is also, I think, something super important to keep the game fresh.
We're going to make it so the community creates with us, so we're going to destroy every mod that's ever been made. Have we heard what Almir's doing yet? No idea what he's up to. I agree, a bit more challenge could make the game more replayable. I think some people will want... I'm not against them adding one more difficulty at some point. I think a lot of people will want an overkill style feel to remain because they want to feel crazy powerful. It's why I like playing Death Wish in Payday 2. But Death Sentence exists to like humble me and make me feel bad about myself.
In the long run.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a great way to do it. So, but yeah, it's getting definitely fluffy now because, you know, we're moving far into the future now.
It's getting real fluffy, dude. You can see Liz thinking, we're going to struggle to pad this. I mean, part of it is the fact that Jonas is straight to the point, which Almir never was. That's why he was such a charismatic sword, right? That's why he was so watchable. But he did a little bit of padding from time to time. I don't think we need to worry about increasing cop spawns any further because last time they increased cop spawns, it broke the AI. And I think the new armor system they're planning to work with is is really working on the assumption that cops in general are going to be tankier and harder to kill. And so we'll probably see fewer of them on the screen at once.
It's hard to offer any details, but I mean, this sounds like it could potentially really change the experience of playing Payday, right? Playing Payday 3 specifically.
I mean, it's a lot about the variety and the freedom in the game, and not being so tied to exactly what's in there right now.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But
I mean, public speaking is something you have to learn. I would like to say that Liz has improved an absolute ton over the years. Like, didn't necessarily come naturally to her, and now is like pretty much stepping into those Almir's shoes, right? When's the next challenge video? Oh, I don't know. I was meant to record it last weekend, but I'm at a wedding this weekend, so my plans are kind of all over the place. Not never. As a fellow tech person, I would struggle hard as well. Like, I think he comes across like as pretty confident. He's just so to the point. Just such a like Scandinavian IT person. I know this because I live with one. All right, they are to the point.
End goal, all the way after all of these steps that we talked about.
Commander, I'd be all for those sorts of modifiers.
What we call the ultimate heisting experience. And again, like, you know, what does this mean? It sounds very fancy. It sounds very good words by themselves, but what does this mean for me?
Isn't this what they said when Payday 3 came out? Wasn't Payday 3 meant to be the ultimate? Hang on, I got a pair of, like, pants somewhere. What was the tagline Payday 3 came out with? AI Overview tells me it's time to cash out. No way. Time to cash out. There's a new Criminal Dawn. It's a new Criminal Dawn. Fair enough. It is different. Can you beat Payday 3 without being disappointed? They'll call it slop, CJ. They'll call it slop, I'm telling you. My ego can't take that. Loosest screw ever. But yeah, that's actually that's a perfect 10. Didn't they call Crime Wave Edition of Payday 2 the same? Possibly, actually. Bit embarrassing, isn't it, really, when Crime Wave was literally missing half the DLC by the end.
Me as a player, for people watching at home.
Yeah, so coming into the team, it's pretty... I mean, they do a good job. Absolutely.
Yeah. Coming into the team, they're pretty shit. No, he corrects himself. They do a good job.
But it's been very much we're doing the next update, and we had some visions, of course, but we've been lacking a bigger direction, and that is now what we have, and this is years out.
Yeah.
As I said, we are here to we are committed to doing this.
He's been here 2 months, and he's like, I'm going to be here for the next 10 years of my life. Fair play.
And we are talking about the ultimate heisting experience, the heisting fantasies.
What have I titled it? What have I titled the stream, guys? Did I say offline mode cancelled? Because, yeah, I mean, it is, right? Like, they basically told us that. But, yeah, peer-to-peer is likely still going to happen. It's something they're working on.
And if you ask people, like, what is your heisting fantasy, you'll probably get a bunch of different answers.
Oh, definitely.
And that's why I feel we need a lot of broad content, like a width of content and a lot of different ways to play the game. And if we're doing that in the previous kind of path to this vision, that is what we will have. And we are not...
Oh yeah, it was definitely Troy's video, wasn't it? Naughty. I see you went with the Charlie type title as well. Respect. I've already got one of those. I don't think I can ever do that again. I think I already have the Payday situation is crazy. It was originally called something else, and I was like, you know what? This title's way too long.
Not ready yet to talk about all the details in this, because we are basically we are doing all this now, changing the focus, changing how we think about Payday. But we want to make sure that you as a player have a heisting home, and we are determined to actually make that happen.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, yes, it is.
Boys, at the end of the day, I just got to return to my heisting home. I love some of these taglines.
fluffy. Visions often.
Every YouTuber
They
gets
tend to
one
be, yeah.
free vague
Visions
clickbait
often
title.
fluffy.
I'm
They are there to
massively in
inspire
debt
a
then.
direction,
Yeah.
and then to inspire what steps
Like
we take.
karmic debt.
Yeah.
And the steps, yeah, we talked about them. So
Yeah, because that's what we talked about. Like, it's
Get
not
me
just
in
about
the
fixing
heisting
things, because obviously there's a lot to fix as well. But we also
Home.
want to try and create like a world that grows over time, basically, right?
I'm just reading
exactly.
DMs
We want
and
a changing world.
little guy G's crashing out at his team, getting battered by the Danish. Poor Forest fans. Yeah, heisting home into a title for one of my videos. Can I create my perfect heisting home within Payday 3? Sounds like a great Payday title for next year.
So the players can have something cool and new to actually look forward into the game.
So he basically
Not
doesn't say
just
anything else after
kind of new
this.
heist as a
We'll,
content, but more elaborate than that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Liz's "Make Payday Great Again" comment was a little bit like, oh, remember when that guy went on the stage with that hat?
But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna have a quick look because I feel like I've been skipping over a lot of chat, and we are live at the end of the day, so I want to see. Do we have any questions from chat? Because
Hoxton does say, "Is it? Did he say it's Payday, fellas?" I said it's motherfucking Payday. What does he say?
surprisingly
to look up
enough,
the
we were
Hoxton
already getting
breakout
close
trailer
to
after
the end
this.
of what we have prepared already, so I want to see if anything is changing here.
He does say more his favorite ice cream. He likes vanilla because you can put anything you want on it. Dude, you can do that with chocolate as well. I'm gonna blow your mind.
I see someone on YouTube saying, "Fix the game."
I said it's motherfucking
That's what we're here
Payday.
to talk about, how we're fixing the game.
Yeah, that is very much step one.
Definitely step one, yeah. Give us a single tangible thing, please, someone says. So I guess Skills 2.0, is that something tangible? That's pretty near in the
Yeah,
future.
Fabricate, I
at least.
think
That's
that's
something
the
the team
one.
is working on right
That's
now,
the
right?
focus of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got slightly sad eyes. But slightly...
Amir's on
Cheer
the
'em up.
table streams.
Cheer him up, guys. Send them nice messages on the email address, please. But yeah, I think you should give like your feedback and things directly to them. I think it's a good idea. I don't think that necessarily means they're going to fly you out, even if you played Payday 2 for 3,000 hours. I can't promise you that. Hoxton Breakout, all caps. Why did that start me like in media res? Perk deck Nuzlocke for Payday? That actually sounds really fun. Skelly, what are we concepting here? Go deeper. This is my favourite song in Payday, by the way. People will be joining like, what is he doing watching this?
Baby, you know about the autumn
Miles Malone, baby.
when the leaves are falling down. Yeah. Oh, and all the pretty flowers slowly wither to the ground.
It's actually such a good casting. Josh Lane.
Stop fucking around. Get up. Look at this. I'm rich.
I love that. I love that specific face.
It's payday, fellas.
It's Payday, fellas. Yes, spot on.
I said it's fucking payday, motherfucker.
What a moment. We can't just watch all of this. Anyway, just fantastic. It's crazy how ghetto this was. Does it ruin it for you a little bit? Does it, like, when you think about the fact that all the guys in the mass are just stuntmen, does that ruin it for you? It doesn't ruin it for me. But I am like, that should be Damien.
Jim, come on!
Jim, come on! I love that. Where's that line? The audio direction in this is actually crazy good. The fact that Houston just like takes a bullet. I was there watching that thinking, they're gonna kill him off, dude. They're killing off Houston. Or Hoxton, as we called him at the time. Oh! He says after being shot like 5 times. Jim Hawksworth? I don't mind it. Although it doesn't make any sense, because the whole point was like Hoxton, the area, was where he got robbed. I was there just the other day in Hoxton, the area. Goldwolf was good.
Ready?
I never understood how he got this like debris in his leg when I first watched it.
Ah, bloody hell!
You can sort of see Josh Lane as a proper American. If you try and lip read him a little bit,
Gonna be just fine. What cocksucking motherfucker measured the C4?
it's just, you can see the dub, can't you?
Had to be you. Hey! I'm talking to you! You fucking twat! Jim, relax.
Don't move a muscle.
I just love this lady doesn't shoot Dallas in the head. I mean, she got what she should have done to him.
Come on.
We're gonna play up to my favorite part.
Come on! That's my fucking mask. Remember?
Is Josh Lane a short king, dude?
What took you so bloody long anyway? Fuck this shit.
Just watch the whole thing. Nah, I gotta play Payday 3. The Twitch gods are gonna take me to court, dude.
Fucking asshole, motherfucker! Come on! Come on! Get up! Damn it! All right.
Square Rabbit, you know what? You got a good point.
Make a right on Laurel to 34th. Actually, make that a left. We're not going to the safe house.
I know, I'm having way too much fun to be talking about Payday 3. Come on. I kid. We're gonna have a good time soon. Valid Hoxton crash out. Oh, there it was. Hang on. Let's play it back. Hang on, how slow? I'm premium. How slow can I play it? Oh, we can go... Oh no, we can't go any slower. You can go fast. You can go 4x speed. I've always loved this frame. This was my Steam profile picture for like 10 years. I changed it last year or earlier this year to jacket, the funny jacket photo. It's so good. It's so good, man. Like, but Wolf is looking at him like, dude, what's wrong? When can we get a live action trailer? Hey, maybe that's part of the heisting experiences they're gonna give us. They're not super clear about it. So God knows. And most of us reacted to these offline mode news. Yeah, probably. Wolf is just like aura farming the whole. Not to use like a Gen Z-ism, but he is. Dude, he's aura farming up there. So many great clips in this. This is also like the baldest I feel like he's ever looked. This is the best they've made the heisters look. No slang in my Payday 2 Hawks out. Sorry. My React streamer is reacting too much. Definitely whiffed that shot. There he is. Bob. Still working on Payday.
Shit!
At this point, we're in deep. We might as well finish it. Wonder how they got to film in like such a busy parking lot.
Andy controls these fucking things. You cover him. How about you give me a fucking
Skelly Ellie, I think that sounds good. I'm really keen to go with that idea. The golden era where the king of Sweden has shares in Starbreeze. I hope he's sold before now. He's at all-time low today. Okay, so they shared this little fun trivia if you were around at the time. They shared just this clip on Twitter, probably Twitter. Don't know, a few sources as like a teaser. And this is all we had. And this is kind of what we thought we were going to get. It's crazy how much further they went. Didn't he sell pre-2017? Maybe that's who the insider trader allegation was for. I do think this is peak Payday 2. It's also one of the biggest updates they ever did. I love that they use a game line. Wolf is now in police custody. The shaky cam does give me a bit of a headache. This dude's just reading Wolf his goddamn rights. It's so funny to me. What? It's as good as it ever was, man. The sound is so good in it, but even the props are like excellent. Was that Derek Ray? At the time, we didn't have weapons even vaguely like this in Payday 2, I don't think. Kind of looks like the bootleg. Actually, I talked about guns. It's over for me. I know nothing. I think I'm basically talking about the double drum mag.
At least he's not completely useless.
I know Derek's can be a bit of a wrong gun. I have seen him.
Clear.
All right, now this is the really iconic scene.
Up the stairs. Great. Now let's get the fuck out of here.
I think that's Ulf. Right? I think that is Ulf. But actually, they could just got any Swedish person. Dallas ducks it. Wolf gets both barrels, dude. Dallas actually does have a dodge build.
Whoa, come on.
Fair play to him for him going straight for the revive, though. Fully tanks it. Lightweight ballistic vest ain't doing that for me, that's all I'm saying.
They're fucking everywhere.
Should have inspired. I mean, he's trying. Dude didn't have it aced out. I love the detail around them being winded. And the way you hear like Wolf's voice get louder. It's genuinely like Wolf's most character-defining moment that they've failed to lean into later on. They make him a little bit cookie in Payday 3, but they almost make him a bit dumb, which I don't think he's ever meant to be. He's meant to be like a genuine psychopath. I like how the problem is he can't find the eye hole.
For fuck's sake, Wolf, let's go.
Helvet. There we go. There's your Wolf line from Payday 3. That's how I'm in the Payday 3 category.
We got you. You guys good? Let's just get the fuck out of here.
I always assumed that most of the Wolf things were like jokes at Ulf's expense.
I need a mask.
And then it turned into his whole character. That's a bit funny, isn't it? The way they're like, they're about to ask him to hand it over.
I came prepared.
I love that he's been carrying us around the entire time. The possibilities just felt... Calls me twat as well. Perfect. No one says that in the UK.
Did you miss me, you wankers?
I genuinely don't think that not liking Hoxler's new mask is that much of a hot take. I think they were like rocking a hard place on it because they were like, we got to do something that's similar enough to the original mask that people will like it still and see like, oh yeah, that's the Hoxton mask. But I think it's just a little try hard in it. It's a little the Bernie stuff. However, hang on, I got to show you like how they massacred my boy. Merch store. Let's get on the merchandising. It's so funny. I don't know why they decided to do this. But I was so close to tweeting it the other day. Look at this dude. This dude is so happy to be wearing the Wankers shirt. That's also old Hoxton. Like it's Payday the Heist Hoxton. It's so funny to me. You want that shirt? Dude, I mean he's got that shirt. Maybe I'll run a competition at some point. I'll give away just copies of this specific shirt. I would not wear this outside. I'd like lose my job and my sense of self. But he loves it. I just love the fact they got like the one model that they superimpose it on is like the most smug looking bloke I've ever seen. You have to be careful where you wear that. Yeah, especially where I live in London. I'm going to get the full Hoxton treatment. I don't know why they use the Payday 2 Houston mask. I assume it's meant to be like Payday the Heist Hoxton. But I think they probably should have made it a little bit clearer. Or if I'm in my Wankers shirt, like Wolf was during Hoxton Breakout. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's play the video game I've been complaining about for the last... That's an unmute button. For the last 2 hours. Oh, I made my mic just a little bit too high. It's a little too tall. Once I fix my posture. Nolly Breakout when? Well, once I buy the shirt and get in deep trouble. Alright guys, I'm about to start Payday 3, so... Stop watching now. Thanks, Troy. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your evening. There we go. Alright, hop on Payday 3. Offline mode coming. Never. Coming to terms with that stream. I'm gonna go back up to the corner everyone always told me was the safest. I can finally be a Ice Carlton. Commander, I've been waiting for this for years. I can say that. Like it's been years. It's been more than a year. Let's see them. Go on. I hate the way this inventory system works, where it just gets longer and longer. They just keep adding new masks that I haven't necessarily asked for. Such as Santa Rudolph. Wow. It's beautiful. I mean, they are some of the nicest masks in the game, right? So I think the plan was for them to all have crazy effects on them like Molly has. This is now the most unique mask in the game outside of that weird one they had on launch that would crash your game. The like Lady Liberty one. This one we've had for ages. Not too excited. Gearhead Grudge a little tiny. A little bit too tiny. Yeah, I heard someone say that if you had a shakedown shot, they've just given everyone one again, which is annoying. It's like just tiny head, dude. I'd be embarrassed if I was a Gearhead Grudge guy. Like, it looks nice, but I'm gonna deface it. You can send this one to Lucky. It's hideous. I love it. Okay, it's leveled up in my eyes now. I would like to remind everyone I expressly like things that look bad. How can we make cut ice carton look? Whoa. Also terrible. I feel like he's already like already at peak performance, to be honest. Ah, the diamond has a little sheen to it. Ooh. Pink carton. Hang about. Hang on. Just one moment. There's no, like, the bones of the red, like. There's only edgy patterns, man. I want to not be edgy. I just want to be a fun guy. Give me that little mustache. There we go. Hi, Seabox. How's it going? They were just released for free. Everyone now has them as an apology for the fact they've cancelled offline mode or something along those lines. I don't know. Peak. Haters will say it looks bad. I can go worse. Oh, we're so back, man. We're so back, dude. I waited like a year and a half for this. Thanks, Commander. Hope you have a nice Friday and a great weekend. Invert those colors, you have a Markiplier mask. Next Noli vid has his outfit? Probably. I always forget to change him anyway. Alright lads, hop on. Let's play the video game dressed like this. I'm sure all my friends will take me very seriously. What was it? Someone was saying yeah, you can see the clipping. You can see the clipping. The problem with the wolf tie. This is why he's not in his regular outfit, because it clips. Weird. What's my opinion on Jiro? Like, once they had the dude speak in English, like, hot take, I don't think that the Japanese-only heist will work that well, because 99% of people don't know a word he's saying, and I think that's funny for a very short time, and then you're like, maybe I should know. But when he speaks English, which he does perfectly competently during, like, the Search for Kento, great character. The handsome Teletubby. Ruined cut ice. No, this is peak cut ice carton. You're fluent in Japanese? Hell yeah. I lived there for a year, and I can't come close to claiming that. You gave in and brought Payday to me. It's DLC yesterday. Watched your video and so you say it would be cheaper when to buy the DLC separately. Now you see offline is cancelled. Asriel, that's horrible timing. Yeah, it is cheaper, I believe. I don't know whether they fixed it, but it's cheaper to buy the Year 1 edition or the base edition, and then the Year 1 upgrade, and then the more recent DLCs. They just cocked it up. Offline mode thing, I think, is less of a big deal in the long run because they are actually offering some half-decent things to replace it. But I think for some people, that's enough to not want to play the game, and I respect it because I also hate the server hitching. I'm going to play the heist that I reckon Jonas hates. How does that sound? I wish we could switch Dragon to only speaking Croatian. I just don't think those kind of characters like do as well in terms of the function they need to. This is very Anglo-centric, I know. Like, it's awful. English speaker wants everyone to speak English. What an asshole. I don't feel that way for the most part. It's not about that. It's about when lines have some sort of gameplay mechanic. I think that should just be like in whatever language it's meant to be translated into. On 99 boxes in the art gallery, you have to do Wi-Fi hacks twice. It could be that too. It could be. Maybe he's I hate Wi-Fi circles. Like, he's on the good team. Big man, you look phenomenal too. Holy, you might look better than me. I don't know. There's something a bit sinister about my mustache, but I respect it. You look like a dignified gentleman. Holy, the Markiplier. Yeah, Project Backshots, better known as Baxter, or probably better known as Backshots, to be honest, is in fact done for, unfortunately. We can't get to, I say unfortunately, it seems so hypocritical, doesn't it, after years of saying, like, I don't think you should be making this, but I do really feel for the people impacted. Does Sokol speak any Russian? I feel like he does. The pink stash looks amazing. The stash pattern on cut ice just looks good. I'm amazed it wasn't called Backshots in the press release. I saw someone on Reddit be like, what game? Oh, Project Backshots. Yeah, I think Sokol does, from memory. He's actually not a character I play that much, unfortunately.
It took some serious work.
Yo!
You started inside the
We using favors.
Stay on your toes.
The God. Why do I feel so slow?
Concords money is wrapped up in stocks for different companies.
Latin only heister.
Those companies through a legit broker firm. His money becomes our money. Find the office for swap meet.
This may be a key.
And now our feature presentation.
Just lay low a second.
Stealth incarnate, dude.
Searching for a computer with full trade clearance. This computer is our best bet.
I will shine a light.
This is how you stealth in Payday 3.
All will be well.
Yeah, I can see that. That's good to hear.
Been gagging to be bad.
The battle for dominance is won.
This is perfect. I saw a great image. I don't know whose Discord it was from, but it was like Project Baxter. Sorry, not Project Baxter. Release the Mask Mania masks in the fire alarm button. Sensational. Yeah, I think Wolf has one of the best like base game fits. Dude looks great. Loki wanting to be home. So you could see a genuine ammo bag user. No, I respect it. What was it? The mag throw high grain combo. It's kind of neat, and it will be gone in Skills 2.0.
Fucking unreal. The authenticator wants some
My
transaction numbers to finish
He has 5 controllers vibrating on the desk next to me. Hang on.
Get looking. I need you to tie down civilians to keep
You want physical money in your pocket? I know that was one of the concerns about this heist, but I've always enjoyed the lack of loot. Like actual loot bags. Every heist doesn't need to have dozens of loot bags. Like the loot carrying mechanic is fine. But I do think they rely on it a bit too heavily in terms of making interesting objectives.
That's all of them. Go wrap up the hack.
Thanks.
It's amazing they managed to make a deployable less useful than Payday 2's armor bag. I don't know if I'd go that far. I still think the armor bag takes the cake on that front. I had the blue key card. What are you doing?
Download the access key from a
Every game should have raids loot mechanic. Like low key agree.
on the market.
High key even. I went crazy for that. I love it. You could stack it like crazy as well. Raid sweep once more, I suppose.
Just a second. I'm transferring the credentials.
How should I know? I only work here. I
Later. Come
think
back
I've ever
when we
read
need
that
them.
before. NFT heist coming in hot. It blows my mind they didn't use that concept at all. Like, if only for the viral potential, like viral marketing potential of it. Knowingly, who's my favorite Payday heister? It's Jimmy. It ain't even close. But they told me I made too many negative videos, so he's never coming. Purely to punish me. These guys are so casual because there's nowhere they can run to. Because of how the map is designed. They don't want to path out the door. The mugger's had that text since Boys in Blue, and I've never read it. But did you know the man who owns this desk was in my chat earlier? In real life.
Circuit breakers are the market's last defense when things get too volatile.
They instead used AI paintings. Yeah, they became the meme.
Get their override codes, then enter them and transfer control. That'll keep things moving.
Someone's brought manipulator skills, so we're not really playing the game. Love it. They gotta do something about negotiation. Like, imagine if they make the game really hard and this is like the only way, this is the only way to beat it. I'm proving you on this point of it being a boring game. True, true. Did they announce new achievements? It was announced as like something they would like to do, but there aren't any new achievements in the game and they've not confirmed any or anything. It's the ultimate Payday 3 sim. Yeah, they're just constantly scrolling up to change weapons. Don't know why, I just gotta fiddle with something. Combat reload S. You're done trading? Nah, there's dudes in here to trade. Don't you worry. We can postpone playing the game for longer if you want. Yeah, no roadmap. They might have a roadmap, but not something they've been willing to share. And I really did think they'd go ahead with it because it was Almir who was so heavily against it. Fine, you said it. Lets me have like fun time with chat, dude. No worries.
The code's up. Enter it back and transfer control.
We're like low-key speedrunning this. Min-maxing.
Breakers down. Get to the next one.
Look at this. Co-op game! Co-op in my co-op game? I don't know why I bothered to put the 4 in. I think I just need to put the X in.
Calling Houston.
You look beautiful, mate.
Just sending in bulldozers.
Does this weapon not have an inspect? No, it doesn't. Perceive it does. Magic! Definitely up your sleeve, mate. With sleeves like that.
Get ready.
We have a road suggestion. Yeah, I think when they come on stream and talk in such loose terms, I often feel like I'd rather they just didn't. Like, let me see Jonas playing the game instead. I want to see, like, if he's actually sucking ass or if he's...
The beast has fallen.
If he's the FPS legend he said he was. I meant to say piece of shit.
Drill malfunction.
Anyway, I legitimately think this part of the heist is like the best part of the mission. Once you're finally playing it.
Sabotage squad.
Where is she at? This shotgun's still mega OP. The only reason people don't use it as much is because they obviously broke... They obviously broke the other one, but...
Get back to transfer control and
You can get past that, but...
that one's down.
The FSA is more OP? Yeah. But like... I like pizza. Nah, I prefer pasta, but... I'm still gonna feast from time to time, you know? Where you going, brother? Hey, Taser, like... I honestly feel I could do a David Attenborough-esque documentary about the tasers in this game. Just follow them around everywhere they go. They're always up to some dumb shit. hell exploded then?
No one is safe.
I've just realized I'm not running my normal armor set. And it's still absolutely fine. Is there a way to invade my lobby? Like, there should be. There's a space, but I think the lobby's broken. Do you know where it does that thing? I'm not saying that would be fully fixed by peer-to-peer, because Lord knows Payday 2 is also kind of broken. God, I hate this weapon. It's just awful. What are we dealing with? I missed the number. 7-1. Go on. Or you. My cut eyes friend. Yeah, block that smoke, baby. You know, lobby bug happens when someone leaves the lobby by closing the game. That would make sense. I love the Persuasion because sometimes I shoot like. Sometimes I shoot a taser in his back completely by accident. What happens if I press this button? I don't know, it just fixes the last one. They nerfed my favorite strategy. Yes! COD fans did used to want dedicated servers, you're so right. That was a PC thing, and that was like an anti-cheat thing as well. What's he doing? Oh, I found him. I found a taser, guys. Let's watch him. What's he doing? Where's he going? Watching that man from afar. I've lost him. I've lost him. He could be anywhere. He's never going to be safe, is he? Is Jacket my favorite heister? Have I ever played Hotline Miami? Yeah, I've beaten Hotline Miami 1. I've actually never finished Hotline Miami 2. I don't know, the game just didn't compel me as much for whatever reason. He's not my favorite heister. I think he's the best done heister though, so I tend to play him a lot. He's the best showcase of what Payday 3 could be. National Geographic taser. The start of my new show, honestly. Watch him rant about how Payday 3 isn't in Payday... So how Jimmy isn't in Payday 3 after this question? No, never. I know why they've done it. They've done it to hurt me. It's fine. Houston better? Hang on. Just let me jack it real quick. Wait for it. Wait for it. Tried to stop me jerking it. This animation always makes me laugh. Yep, bullet. Oh, wait. Did they take the jerk off it? Did they take the jerk off it? Didn't he used to... Am I losing it? Didn't he used to jerk it a little more? I swear he gave it a few tugs. Back in my day, I used to Ainsley Harry it. Give his meat a good old rub. Do it briefly on that man's head. They removed Edge Grit Rush, so they got rid of all edging? That's terrible, man. How could they do this to my perfect game? Also, that heist was 13 minutes long, and I feel like maybe 30 seconds of it consisted of me shooting someone. I say that, like, the escape is one of the... What the hell? You alright? The escape is one of the best parts of this heist. I am shook that they've removed my favorite animation. This escape's actually kind of annoying with the buff snipers as well. Like, you will get sniped. Using this, speak of the devil. Although that is why my current armor set is actually slightly better for this section. See, there I go shooting another one of those zapper boxes by accident. I mean, this is as close as you're going to get to the pursuivant, right? If you were to, say, not want to use the pursuivant... Whoa, she lived that shot! Wow. Been corrupted by Sea Dog. Yeah, that was kind of her stuff, wasn't it? That was her style. I look forward to more triumphant Sea Dog returns. We do have a grand plan to do something, actually. Not quite of the scope of the medic run, but similar. Yeah, why wouldn't my FAK float? Huh? What's wrong with that? Where are we going? You got something exciting to show me? No? Alright. Liar. That wasn't fun at all. Let's see if you can, like... God, they made the Red Fox satisfying. You can just shoot through basically anything at this point. I wonder if the Graze effect is gonna feel as good as this one does. Open up, friendos. No, really good that. Really good. Really high impact. What was I expecting? Goodbye, viewers. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Or morning, wherever you are. Could be any time. That's what's crazy. Could be a different day. Almost is a different day. It's 10 o'clock. This escape is pretty empty when playing with people. Yeah. We're also, like... we're getting a lot of kills, which doesn't help. I actually think the Pursuivant might be... I might enjoy this weapon more than the FSA. They say I'm crazy, but... You're in for a treat in your DMs, mate. I've already spied them. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh. I see the score at the top of your screen. I'm not watching that on stream. Definitely terms of service. A good shotgun build for Payday 3. Your current one sucks. In all honesty, like, most of the time you just need, like, combat reload edge skills. Shotguns are really good with tactician to activate edge. Some of them like quick reload as well. Lots don't really care. Why am I using the SIG 403? Guess I'm on a using bad weapons kick. I kind of feel like running some one plate, you know? Don't know why. I just feel like it. What do all the cool kids do these days? They run like one plate impact? We'll give it a go. I don't think it's really my play style, but... You're a Spaz enjoyer? respect, because they just made the TAS 12 awful for some reason. It's hard for me to look at your customization of it. You don't understand. I like things that look bad. It's a big part of like my identity as a weirdo. Yeah, bad build. Bad build. The skill line with the shotgun icons. No, it's weapon agnostic. You don't understand. But yeah, at least these two enforce skills. You don't really need sharpshooter. Obviously, ammo, funnel, and replenish, because shotguns do really well with it until they get rid of it. Yeah, I'm running. Why? I think I'm running assassin skills. No wait, I'm running hacker because I hate myself. I forgot. Ignore that. Wait, where? It's because I've got no manipulator skills. Also, shock and awe is such an underrated skill. Yeah, this would probably be better with like better. Oh, why it sounded like I was from Somerset all of a sudden. It's probably be better with sharpshooter, but whatever. I'm just gonna hip fire some dudes no matter what. I think like clean slate's a total waste of a point, but I don't really want to take it off. Whoa, strategist? Let's do it. Strategist is actually kind of fun. Kind of wanted all those strategy skills, but whatever. Shock and awe, yeah, shock and awe is just like the old muscle effect. Or sociopath has it as well, doesn't it? Bro start game. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I also hate the menus, don't worry. Should we do... I'll sod it. Whatever. We can do delivery charge, however. I don't mind.
No one fucks with the Payday gang.
Oh, it was so delayed. Maybe with peer-to-peer, we'll get into lobbies faster. You've played this game since release, you have no idea how to research things? It's just a mechanic for unlocking skills. It was meant to be like a progression system. Let's just have the vanilla one, like the not vanilla one, the one where you end up bringing all the assets and it's kind of funky. I feel like doing all loot. How was the rest of the news other than Christiansen creating the heisting genre? Yeah, there was that, wasn't there? Yeah, so for the most part, I think the stream today was a bit of a damp squib, bit of a nothing. Could have been an email type thing. I don't mind them doing it, like fronting up to people and telling them things is important, but I think we've learned very little. Realists knew that we weren't getting an offline mode at this point. Like, it was a hurdle they were never going to get over. But the peer-to-peer stuff is promising, but I'm not going to get excited for that until I've seen it implemented in the game and I've literally connected to a friend. Until then, it's all just going to be up in the air. So, like, the overarching feeling of, like, Payday is the new focus is really good and optimistic. Would you trust these people with your franchise? I don't know. Like, everything they've tried to do recently has been a bit of a flop, so it's difficult to get too excited about that news. But we certainly had worse news for Payday. Hey, Zombie King.
Primary keycard acquired.
They say they're going to make the game peer-to-peer. Yeah, so he did it in a really funny way, which I kind of liked, actually. He said, like, you know, I've seen people leaking things on the subreddit about peer-to-peer testing, and yeah, like we admit we are doing that. It's something we're looking into, but there was certainly no like confirmation of this is certainly coming within this period of time, you know, which I suppose isn't in the least bit surprising. Don't know why we're stealthing, but here we are. Stealth Master Noli. I'm not sure if they ever see this. Like, if the window ain't open, just create a window, forehead. It's so obvious, man. Yeah, you weren't able to join for a second time in a row? Wonderful. Sorry, Hikari. Uh-oh. Without the blue keycard, this section's kind of a pain in the ass. That's a lot of question marks. Wait, does this stay usable? There should be a camera near you. You don't say, Chains. Just a couple of cameras near me. P2P felt more like a you caught us, not an announcement. Maybe you're right, Safi. My understanding is it's something they would like to proceed with at some point, but I'm actually surprised from watching it again that they've gone for the line of like, we're not implementing. We've decided not to implement offline mode, and it's not because we can't. It's because we need the game to be always online for this, that, and the other reason. They did admit that they've had massive issues with it, but I don't know. It just seemed like an odd line of thought. So secure point stays until Twitch drives off. Right, makes sense. Yes, I found all the paintings. Honestly, it's the most frustrating part of the heist for me. The sooner I get that, the happier I am. Your chain spot got stuck inside a crate on 99 boxes today. Is he still doing that? They've been doing that since like patch 1. The bots used to love getting stuck, like disappearing off the map, and then being able to revive you despite the fact they're stuck in a crate. That was always my favorite feature that was not a feature. What was it? 579? That was 7559. Sure, I won't forget that. Get pre-fired, scrub. They just flashbang themselves. The smartest AI video games have ever seen. My boys having a hard time breaching. This is how the UI looks now. This is just the way the game looks. Did I get that wrong? 57, was it 9775? I'm so bad at memorizing codes. I think they would like to do a proper melee system in the future. Yeah, I think that is why it keeps saying quick melee. No, it's 7559. I suck. That's the wrong. Why? Why must things be this way? Yes, you can see how many downs you've got. We're truly living in the 21st century. That's what Kanye said. Well, I don't think we talk about him anymore. Oh my god. They really are nearly impenetrable. No. What? Ha! Robbed. Absolutely robbed, dude. What weapon class are you planning on playing when the skill rework drops? I think ARs and LMGs are gonna end up being the like de facto best way to play. But we'll see. It might actually be really nicely balanced. Who knows? That is that's pure like theory crafting without actually being able to see any of the numbers. I'd rather have Mr. West at my birthday party than Ange. Interesting. Kind of guy you like to hang around with. I imagine Ange is like he's either like really left wing or like far more right wing than it should be possible for his position. That's my read. Sniper will be fun at least. Yeah, that's true actually. But we need a new sniper. Like, I'm not just using the R700. It's 7559, right? This shield, I'm effectively just ignoring him while killing his mates around him. He's a proper jobber, isn't he? Nah, he's a manager, mate. What you on about? That's up there with the like Finnish joke. Why don't they get Teemu Pukki in? He's Finnish. What do you mean he's finished? I think he's like 28. Yeah, I think the Fick is going to be like insanely good with Grays. That is true. The SA will probably be pretty strong again as well. Which I don't mind. I like it when the SA is good. I just didn't really like the super broken version. You need DLC to enjoy this game? I would recommend a couple of the weapon DLCs, yeah. But you don't need them. Especially if you've got a friend who has the heists, then none of your none of the heists are money lot. So yeah, sorry for the confusing answer. Basically, I don't think you need all DLCs to enjoy the game. Some will probably be fun though. Just buy jacket and call it a day. Actually, I take it all back. Also, no matter how many DLCs you own, sometimes the cops will become lobotomites. You just got to deal with that fact. The whole 5x scope thing's a joke. Because, like, when they added... Like, lads, what are you doing? Where you going, mate? Where you... When they added the precision shot skill, there was only 2 weapons that could even make, like, any use of it. So, it's always kind of flummoxed me. Hang on, I just want to go get a sale of the sociopath, but overskill weapon, I should say. Okay, I've not sold it, guys. It's over. Ain't no one buying that. I want that commission, Starbreeze.
One bag left. That's all of it. Every pallet to
Guys, you're way too good at the game, by the way. There's like hardly anyone for me to hit with a baseball bat. Get breakdanced, idiot. Deserved. Deserved. I agree. Yeah, I agree the Helldivers model is really good. I don't know actually though how profitable it is. I think that game has definitely relied more on its game sales than Payday would ideally.
well played, team.
It wants a committed group of people who are willing to spend on everything they release.
Cost them big. I don't think this is a war the Palatucci's can afford.
You need to learn the new heists. Especially in stealth. In Loud, the heists kind of play themselves, unfortunately. They just don't have that depth. Yo, top fragging with the Clarion. I'm back. Get me playing those hardcore FPSs with my boy Jonas. What else? What else? I always feel like I should use a specialized build if I'm running the Fick to get the one-shot kills. Hang on though. Can we hit one-shot kill threshold with just... I'm thinking. It's really good with just hip fire skills, actually. Oh, we don't need plate up. Hell yeah, we don't need plate up. What time to be alive? Combat marking? I need to get into a heist before that dude tells me to hurry up again. I understand, sir. I'm sorry. First world bank? That'll be fun. I'll enjoy the negotiation phase lasting most of the heist. The grind in Helldivers never felt that bad, though. Because you just kind of did it by playing the game, and then they did give you a significant amount of currency for free. Yeah, let me join you for that, big man. Ruiner of heists. Nothing but love. Double kills with a non-overkill marksman rifle. Does this actually mean collapse? I never really know. Let's reset this one. Complete 5 different heists. Do I have the game on Steam? I do. But if you ever want to join, just chuck me a Nebula frame request. Until they get rid of, like, Nebula. And maybe they're not going to get rid of Nebula, and it's going to exist still. It's just not going to be a requirement. Oh, big man, you've changed. I like it. A different cut ice carton for every heist. Is Helldivers 2 worth it to try out? Yeah, that one I can give a big thumbs up on. Although I haven't played it in a while, I don't think it's gone downhill massively. Yeah, Square Rabbit, you might as well go for the achievement on Rock the Cradle. 3 assault waves ain't happening. I saw that there was massive performance issues in Helldivers 2. I don't understand how that's happening, because the game used to run like a dream. Ian Russell confirming there's going to be a 10-year anniversary for Lock stream going on. Ian's always up to something.
Humans.
Stroll on in and let's make a withdrawal. Our insider has a white bear on his desk. Find it?
Yeah, it's character progression, inventory management, things like that. They just need an entirely new system from scratch, which they've effectively said is not something they can do in a financially viable way or in like a time efficient way.
Let's crank it up to loud. Thank you for holding. We got the thermal lamp stashed away in the server room. Go get it and start breaching.
What my favorite free and paid heists in Payday 2 and 3? That's a good question. The problem is in Payday 2, I think some of the free heists I might mention are like no longer available. Because I do enjoy Boiling Point. That was a free heist, but it's gone now. Unfortunately. I guess you could easily say some of the later heists. Like, White House is kind of a banger. It does have the secret to boot. Console still exists? Yeah, well that makes it harder to say things like the White House, I suppose. Or maybe some of the classics, like First World Bank, or Undercover, Panic Room. DLC heist, I'll always say Big Bank is like, that's as good as it ever got. Like sort of Hoxton Breakout, Big Bank period was a really good time for the game. Can't beat a game of Firestarter. I know, like, Mario and Grouse really enjoy that as well. It was never my favorite. I was actually always more of a Watch Dogs guy. Or Rats. Rats always felt like the most mechanically deep heist. I'm ignoring Big Oil because that shit was too hard for my little baby brain. Rats always felt like the most mechanically dense heist at launch. Big Oil was sick. I think it's genuinely slept on. I know Almir hates it, but I think it's quietly an excellent heist. Thanks, ZB Wolf. ZB Wolf. That's probably how you meant to say it. I do remember the old days of grinding Rats and Firestarter Pro jobs. You know, like, once you actually hit the big W on that all-loot Rats Pro job on Overkill, it felt amazing. I can't remember a similar feeling in Payday 3, but I don't know whether that's maybe just because I'm a jaded asshole now. Like, maybe I'm the problem. Nothing has changed in Payday, it's just me. Now I'm miserable. Hector being the traitor is still the best retcon they've ever done. Do you think it was retcon? I don't know where I fall on it. I think you're probably right. Like, I don't think they necessarily planned for him to be a traitor, but the fact that something so clear goes wrong in all the heists, and there is a little bit of suspicion around him in the dialogue at times. I don't know. I think it was pretty convincing. The Hector betrayal's definitely up there for time periods as well. Boyle was too hard to solve without looking it up. They had to do more than just those little whiteboards, I think. They had to make it clearer. Or like notepads. What the intended direction was. You know, they added loot pop-ups, but they really should have done it for loose cash as well. Because I still don't know what the hell this is worth. But yeah, in terms of favorite heists in Payday 3, free heist is No Rest, probably. First World Bank is a close second. Paid heist, Fear and Greed. In stealth, it's delivery charge, though. Guys, we've not found the manager's office. Fortunately, I'm falling asleep. Negotiation phases. I found it, guys.
Run a bypass hack. That should kill the guy. If any cops try to mess with the hack, just shoot him in the face.
Didn't you sometimes have to convert between pressure units in Big Oil? No, it was always fairly straightforward. I was thinking for a moment that maybe at one point you got, like, they intentionally gave you the wrong engine, but I'm thinking about Bane giving you the wrong ingredient in like Cook Off or Rats Day 1. I think it's always been pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing. I did have to look up a guide the first time I played it.
Pack it up and get it out of the way.
You just need to know the chemical, you need to know the pressure, and you need to know the color of the pressure cylinder, right? Always been like that.
Thanks.
Is there a mod yet to change the loot pop-up sound to Mario's Payday.mp3? I'm glad that's out in the wild. If there isn't, there should be. Pretty pink there. Thanks, dude.
Head for that vault. Police assault incoming.
I don't remember it being that deep, but to be honest, I probably only played the heist once or twice in the first year of the game's launch, because like, I wasn't messing with that shit. I remember thinking Election Day was complicated, though. My young 16-year-old mind could not comprehend. Well, George, back in my day, Border Crystals didn't exist. In fact, it might still be my least played heist, Border Crystals.
Alright, people, here come the cops.
Yeah, I felt like people slightly overcomplicated it for themselves. That's my... What am I doing? Anyway, it's time for a Bic Massacre. Hey Hero, what's going on with Starbreeze? Fairly substantial layoffs, unfortunately. That's the terrible news of today. Project Baxter is cancelled, tying in with those layoffs. Starbreeze is now fully focused on Payday 3. Now the question is, how do you feel about a studio that's just had to shutter another game before it's even released? Taking Payday 3 forwards. Do you have confidence in them or not? That's sort of the question you have to ask yourself. That's not me, like, I know it sounds really leading, but I do actually think this will be good for next year. I'm still not sold on the idea it's good enough to have a year 4, but we'll see. Yeah, my frustration is, like, obviously tied to the fact that so much support was cut only for it now to be returned at the cost of actual workers' jobs, you know? Complete innocence as far as we're concerned. Like, we don't even know what... What am I doing? We don't even know how Backshot's played. Well, we know how Backshot's play, but... I need these boys to be marked so I can one-shot them. How many body shots is it? That's a lot. Mate, what are you doing? They're always doing something they shouldn't be. He's off! He's out of here! These goofy assholes. I hate them. Sir, you hurt me deeply. I've just, like, let him go, mate. Like, FaZe is your problem now. Payday 3 never gave away 5 million copies. They should try that. I remember someone saying, like, that was actually, like, a terrible mistake and it hurt their revenue for the year. I don't think it was. I think the copy giveaway was smart because at the point, all their money was basically coming from DLC sales, so... This is going to go hard as hell when we have that skill that gives us, like... Is it adrenaline every time we pick up cash? Well, that's going to be kind of busted. Baseball Batman. How did I kill a civilian? That man was not innocent. Loss of the Headhunter and Red Fox synergy. Yeah, that was kind of busted. Not that it's necessary, because you can just charge up another Red Fox. But it was really good with the Judge as well. Not a skill I particularly like, but still. I can respect it for what it was trying to be. Medkit build. I heard a cloaker, but no idea where he is. Yeah, Joe Blow, you're completely right. Because the question then is, like, how do they move the needle enough to change their reputation and see that long-term return to success?
They're coming in 30 seconds. Get ready.
Like, the reputation's really tied to them. Like, some people might say, well, you need to start talking more positively about the game. But I'm going to need something more positive to talk about. I just talk about the game. It's not my fault it's all negative. It's a lot of reputational damage they're going to have to work their way back through to ever get to a place where the game markets itself, you know? You only play Payday 2 because it was free. I'd love to know how many people are in a similar situation with it. Probably lots. I've no idea what's giving me this grit, by the way, because it isn't what I'm usually using to give me grit. That was a lot of bullets in one shield. Yeah, there's so many downfall of Payday videos, and I add to that. To be fair, my most recent one was not a downfall of Payday, it was just a year in review, but... especially like mainstream articles and kind of outsiders from the community, there's a thirst for it, because those videos do disproportionately well, you know? What the hell? Anyone see that? He had no interest in me until he did. Fully U-turn. Always funny. Yeah, it's the DLC sales that made Starbreeze so successful. Thanks for marking them for me, lads. Much appreciated. The one-shot kill Vic is insane. If we can get this in post-skills 2.0 version, it's gonna be good. This is one of the few weapons I've actually designed to look nice. I hope you guys are proud of me. I feel like I'm pissing in the wind against shields though. Yep, the algorithm loves, it's not just that that's what sells, like it's just a product of the fact that that drives interactions, right? And YouTube in recent years, there's the taser doing funny things again. YouTube in recent years has moved to sort of prioritize interaction above everything else. Got all the bloody bulldozer armies just spawned on top of me. What's that about, lads? Can you not? Smoking them out, man. I can't remember how ass this is. It's not ass at all, it's great. I'm indestructible. He says, before being destructed. Yeah, I could even one-shot the heavies. That's neat. Kind of a strong build. I love that they're blocking smoke instead of like the baseball bat about to collide with their skulls. Smart lads. Ooh! Little hitchin, little hitchin. I think I've killed them all, guys. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, welcome to the arena of combat. And another! And another! What happened to him? He properly folded, didn't he? What's up, dude? Oh, you found the snipers! Excellent work. Can't just zap away the fat. I thought the zapper was just like hiding in the corner like they normally do. That was like inside my head. Adult content. I love that they all spawn at the same time. Pretty inconvenient, lads. There goes the taser, like fiddling with himself again. Yeah, I like the Fig. Fun weapon. I should probably help with bags. The taser randomly going on jogs. Yeah, that's basically what he does. He just puts his shit away and he's like, alright, gotta get my steps in for the day.
10
He's just training for the competition, I understand. Amateur bodybuilder taser. It's in the law. You actually bothered to read it, dude. You might know too. Still not sure what the mystery source is, giving me all my grip. Konnichiwa! Hello, viewless again. My hiragana's good enough. Now, hit me with too much kanji and I'm gonna get blown away, but... I can handle a konnichiwa at least, you know? I really wish there was some sort of like major ambush here. And I know they don't have the SWAT turrets. But like the snipers can't even see. Where are they? Where are the snipers? Like they can't even see inside. It's frustrating, isn't it? Because of how they changed the roof, they got rid of the sniper spawns up here. Does just make the game easier, doesn't it? There we go, he's found them. Yeah, managed to look at me. Yeah, I'm trying to kill this bulldozer first. Christ almighty, that's a lot of bullets. Yeah, they're over there. Oh my god. Mate! I'm gonna shoot you in the head! Yeah, these snipers stink. We seem to have the entire police force on us. Oh, whoops. I'm good to go. You do go faster with the bat. And like he... that gun went miles. Beardless Noli is so sad. App's doubled up. I always have to shave it. My skin underneath was getting dry. It's got to go at some point. I got you, my boy. We know this is just speedrun strats. The snipers on 99 boxes are obnoxious. Agreed. Why can't they just shove them all like staring into space like they did in this heist? Really bad.
Oh, that was a bloody good show. So much for the improved security.
Switching to the baseball bat is like switching to the knife in CS. Similar. But they take so much money away for that random cop whose head got hit by the baseball bat that was nowhere near it. Matching dating outfits go hard. I'm here for it. I'm gonna be a cut eyes brother with you forever. Don't worry about it. Alright guys, as ever, it has been a pleasure. I mean, I didn't bring you glad tidings today, but we still had some fun. Yeah, double kills must be collapsed, because I was definitely hitting double kills. Yeah, the Year 1 edition comes with all the weapons from Year 1, so it'll come with, like, what I was using. The best weapons, basically. All the DLC pet weapons, the Pursuant, the FSA, TAS-12, Chanet, ATK, Adalig, this thing that people apparently like but has no ammo. Less painful watch than what you just enjoyed. Fair enough, mate. It's just who I am, mate. I don't smoke enough cigarettes to do it. Alright, thanks George. Thanks Ikari, thanks for stopping by, guys. The Fun Pistols were second year? No, it's all Year 1. It's all, yeah, it was Fear and Greed, final DLC. Year 1 should come with all of them. I guess that makes the most sense to buy that edition, but then you're missing Jacket. That's the only problem. Time to use 0.1% of the footage. You know that's how this works, big man. I wasn't actually recording any of that because I was like, I don't need footage. But I should have. I'm an idiot. I was actually playing alright today for once. Alright, take care, guys. I'll see you in the